She derivative still.
There she is. There she is.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind, a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone. And so, hello and welcome. This is Indefinite Lunch in Infinite Combinations, number 169, where we're exploring all of the Twilight Zone. This is the third season that we're touching on today. The episodes are The Grave and It's a Good Life. So both creepy, scary episodes today. What if what if it's 1984 but with a 6-year-old? Hello and welcome to the panel. I'd like to welcome back Jedi Master from a long hiatus and welcome back to streaming and whatnot. And I
Rod.
will, yes.
Rod's
excuse me,
blocking
Rod.
us. I'm like poking around Rod. Hey, Rod, you're in the way. Hi, everybody. It's good to be back. Very good. Hey, Theta of the Grid. Great to see you, sir.
Theta the Grid
Gavin.
in the chat. Awesome. And
Yes.
hello to Scotty R37. How are you doing today?
I'm well. I'm doing very well. Thank you again for having me here. Welcome back, Jedi Master, and hello to everyone in the chat and Tiger.
Hey,
Yes,
Tiger.
and Tiger. And Tiger.
Well,
how are you doing today, Tiger?
Delightful.
Maybe she stepped away for a bit. We'll get back to her when she returns. And
it's good to see you,
birds
Scotty.
here. Ah, that's cute. FKHC 2005 says the cornfield. It's where Snorty gets its humans to eat. Well, yeah, because that's basically the dumping ground. So I don't know if it's like the penalty box that Q makes, because obviously, well, we can't talk about it yet. But this kid, he has godlike powers.
I'm sorry, I had my mute on.
He's a very
Oh,
bad
I don't know
man.
how that
Very,
happened.
very bad man.
Oh, okay. Well,
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
now we can
Excellent.
hear you.
Yes.
Thank goodness. I'm
Yes.
glad you're back.
Yes, it's good that I'm back.
Yeah, it's such a good. What a swell thing that you're back.
Wait until the Great Vegetable Rebellion. Moisture. I need moisture.
Oh, I thought that was Doctor Who and that skin lady. Okay, so Storm to Poop is here, FKHC 2005.
Hello.
We've also got Gavin Blackburn. Would you like to go in the cornfield? Jill's been wished to the cornfield for 10 minutes. I know. I forgot to put the sugar in the coffee, and so I had to go to the cornfield. And, learn how to use sugar.
And like I said, Bill on his Facebook page has it on his Keeper of the Cornfield. It's so funny. Anybody that pisses him off, he'll send you to the cornfield, he says.
Yeah, I guess
right.
he's really loves it's good that he actually enjoys the things that he creates.
Oh,
It's
he talks
wonderful.
about it too. When it's like an anniversary for that episode, he puts the picture of him like with the big eyes pointing. And
Yeah, because there's
yeah.
there are some actors who, I don't watch what I do. I don't really like what I do. But he does, and that's wonderful fun. Theta of the Grid, hail. How are you doing? I mean, I want to say I really hope you found your kitty cat. I don't know, but
Did he?
I don't know if he did or not. But he's it looks like he's renewed his membership for 6 months. Thank you for that, Theta. Welcome in here.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, I know. My grandma wasn't really good in that one.
And Kimberly Anhart's here also.
Hey, Kimberly.
And
Oh,
Glad
Theta.
you're.
I am sorry that we missed you. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, Tiger. I heard you had a nice meetup. You,
Oh, I'm
Spidey,
sorry.
and Jill had a wonderful time
Oh,
together. That's so good.
Well,
yeah, we did, but I mean, it would have been even cooler if Theta were there too.
indeed.
Yeah.
We didn't do a good job of collecting all the Texans, did we?
Well,
Yeah.
I think part of it was that Spidey's Twitter account was down at the time, and it was kind of difficult for him to contact people, and something was going on there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out soon. Gorilla's Random Thought says, I predict Jill will swear on the stream today. Thanks ahead of time for the oil change.
Girl.
Oh, I don't know
That's
if I'm going
random
to
thoughts.
swear, actually. It's kind of harder to get me to swear during the day than it is later at night when I've had a glass of wine.
And that's appropriate. No swearing until afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
used to
It's afternoon.
when I was still working before I retired, I had a swear jar. And since I worked with a bunch of engineers, they were swearing constantly. One guy came up one morning and dropped in $1 so that he could kind of clench his fist, close his eyes, and let go with 4, because I was charging a quarter a swear. Before
Oh,
noon.
man.
Before noon. No swearing before noon.
That's clever to charge
It
a
was pretty
quarter
funny.
for the vending machines. The $50 on a $5 scratcher. Days otherwise.
Oh, did you actually
Okay,
win
okay.
that on a day that Jill cursed? Is that the deal? I mean, is Gorilla
Well,
serious?
that's
I
why
think
I
he's
have.
joking.
I don't know. I
Because that
think
would
he's
be.
joking.
I've never seen anybody win anything on a scratcher. That would be unusual luck.
My
I
wife
think
won
he's joking.
$500 a couple times. I've seen. She's lucky. My wife always wins on
That's
scratches.
astonishing.
She won like the other day. She buys them like maybe a couple times a month. She won like $100. It's just lucky. Some people just get lucky.
Last time I bought a scratcher, I got a little cardboard thing that said you used to have $5.
Did it literally say that?
Yes.
That you need to keep that in your wallet. That's too good. Oh, this is a great episode.
Here's the cast. Great cast.
Yeah, it is. It's a great episode. Yeah. Well, and that's why, for Gorilla's sake, I'm serious. Buy a scratcher if Jill swears. And Gorilla, I never win any of those things. I get the same card that Scotty gets, even though it doesn't literally say it. Just you
Although it would be
wasted
wonderful
money.
if it literally said it. And I'll have to add here,
Yeah.
and then we can be done with scratcher talk. I had a friend. Her mother was in a not exactly a rest home. She would go to a senior center during the day. They had a holiday party. My friend bought 2 tickets for everybody at this senior party, 2 scratchers. So, and there were like 50 people, so she got 100 scratchers. Not a one came in. Now that was in California. So,
Yeah. I agree with PG here. Scratch tickets are just voluntary taxation. But if me swearing helps Gorilla, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep it natural. It can only work if I do it. If I did it, naturally. So it'll never
Yes.
be forced swearing. So first, we're gonna start off with the first episode called "The Grave," where we got a western today. And
a Western ghost story.
yes, a
Classic
western ghost
American
story.
ghost story.
It is a ghost story, and if you look at the broadcast date, there's a reason for that. It is October 27th, 1961 that
Right
this first aired.
Right before Halloween.
Yes, sir. Right before
Halloween.
Halloween, which is coming up this month. This coming month.
Yes.
It's Halloween.
Woo! It is hot. It's currently, yes.
It's Halloween.
Currently Halloween.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing something for that week too on our channel, on my channel.
And tomorrow I
Halloween.
promised my daughter October 1st we can put the stickers on the windows of our door because we've got clear doors.
Aw.
Cool.
So we're going to start the decoration tomorrow. And so this episode was written by Montgomery Pittman.
And
But he
directed
also-
by.
Yeah, written and directed, correct. And also Fred Steiner's music was originally composed for a 1959 broadcast of Gunsmoke titled Box of Rocks.
Wow.
We've got
That's
some-
cool.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. It's music from an actual Western. And so we've got our main character. We've got our Connie. Oh wait, no, we don't have a
No, not
Connie yet.
yet.
No, we
Connie
have
doesn't show up.
Pinto.
Yes.
We have Pinto first. He's exiting the bar, and everybody's watching him. You see several people with the gun, and they're just all hiding behind different things.
Yeah.
And they give him a chance to surrender. But okay, so he doesn't last very long in this episode. But okay, let's see if we can actually see him first. There's everybody waiting for him to exit the bar.
Yeah. Well, they're not actually staying
Right.
too concealed if he's that guy in the window's like, hey.
Yeah. They're all participating in this because they've got to take care of their own town. Okay, so he doesn't last very long in this episode, but we have to stop here and talk about his actor, Richard Gere, and because he was in a lot of background character. He was a background character in Star Trek season 3 several times. He played the security guard in Is There in Truth No Beauty, Day of the Dove, Wink of an Eye, and the Empath. So he's like, I didn't really even notice him. Outside of Starfleet, he also played a Cloud City Sentinel in the Cloud Minders, and he even gets to be an Andorian in Whom Gods Destroy, where you might know him better as the one of the prisoners.
Well, I'm
Very
gobsmacked, Jill. Thank you for taking care of. I think this is the primary, aside from Bill Mumy, the only other Star Trek actor.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, I always look just in case because I know I always miss somebody. I did not know this one at all. But
But Bill Mumy was never in OG Star Trek, right?
No,
Not
but he was in
OG.
Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine.
Yes. So he was in Deep Space Nine just so Ira Stephen Bear could go on set and say, "We killed Will Robinson."
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to be doing Babylon 5 down the road too, so that should be fun.
Hello to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. I'm so glad you've decided to join us.
Tommy.
And also Matt G's here. Hello.
Sabrina Espresso.
Yes. So instead of Pinto decides to go down fighting because he knows he's surrounded and he does get shot.
They're not too good aim. I see the bullets are bouncing and there's like, how many shooting at them, man?
8
they weren't
people are shooting.
8 shooting and only one bullet allegedly hits them.
That's right.
Not everyone's a good shot.
They say that later on too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they also might be kind of scared of him because it seems like he intimidates them a bit, so that might also account for the bad aim.
Oh, I don't doubt that he's been riding rough over the whole town, and that's what really drove them to it.
Yes, they say that he acts like he owns the place whenever he shows up. And so everybody's very happy that they succeeded. Except for I guess the only people who aren't happy would be his dad and his sister. And surprisingly, he lives for another 30 minutes. He tries to go for his gun, but he does not get it. James Caserta, hello to James.
Hey, James.
Hey, James.
Pinto is ironically like a Liberty Valance character, played by Lee Marvin, of course. And of course, also we've got here Johnny Robb, played by James Best.
Go. That was my Roscoe P. Coltrane impression.
I still think of him as the young guy from late 50s Westerns, and at this point he was sort of losing, that edge of youth. But he was opposite Marilyn Monroe in Bus Stop, I think.
Oh, wow. Well, and it is like this is probably what I would consider the most star-studded cast of any episode of the Twilight Zone that I've seen so far.
It is
And
amazing.
so I also only know these people from, except for Lee Marvin and Lee Van Cleave, like Strother Martin, James Best, Stafford Rep, I know from one role each, and I know that they had much more prolific careers than that.
This guy.
and he
what a
can't.
great face.
Yeah, I love that face. That's why I'm going to stick with this one for a minute. So we just saw Johnny Robb. He said he couldn't believe how easy it was to take down Pinto, and he has to go fetch the father and sister so that Pinto gets a chance to talk to them before he dies. And James Best says, I told Monty Pittman that I was born in Kentucky but raised in Indiana, and one of the things I remember most about my childhood was the ghost stories I used to hear. I collected ghost stories. I told Monty a couple of stories and suggested that he use one for a television series. And he told me if I write the script and direct it, I'll have you in the cast. So I guess he helped out with this. Interesting. Wait, there was another story. Did I read it? Oh no, we're not there yet.
Ron, already it's so early I have to make a correction. I've conflated Best with a different person. So he was not, that was Don Murray, who's almost interchangeable with him. So my mistake.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is Jason, played by William Shalley. And then we get the opening narration.
And before we get to the opening narration, I found this again, as you mentioned, Tiger Stripes, and as you mentioned in terms of the production, Jill, this being written and directed by not Rod Serling. I still love that he is a staple of every episode, and he walks in and he's still anachronistic to the time period, black suit and confidence. Just seeing Rod Serling makes me very, very happy every time at the beginning. It's just like, oh, I'm in good hands, even though they're spooky.
Well, that was my problem with season 1. I kept wanting to see him show up.
And I have to say that I am uncomfortable for whatever reason when he smiles. There's something
uncomfortable.
There he is, right? Yeah, there's something about him smiling. I'm just not used to it.
I'd like to interject one thing, Jill, that we forgot one gentleman in this cast.
He hasn't shown up yet, though, Jedi Master.
Oh, okay. So we're not covering him yet? Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll wait till he shows up.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. I know it's okay.
Yeah, no.
Someone mentions
No
it early
worries. No, I'll wait.
Because they're excited. Because sometimes people are too excited, so they can't wait. And that's okay.
I can wait. No worries.
I can understand that. So
I'll totally wait.
We should place bets on who Jedi Master is going to name. All the money in my pocket is on Lee Van Cleave.
No, that's what I was going to go for.
No.
Well, Jedi Master, could you read the opening narration for this one for me?
The open narration. Okay, I'll get to it. Back up here. Normally, the old man would be correct. This would be the end of the story. We've had the traditional shootout on the street, and the bad man will soon be dead. But some men, legend and folk tale, have been known to continue having their way even after death. The outlaw and killer Pinto Sykes was such a person, and shortly we'll see how he introduces the town and the man named Connie Miller, in a particular, to the Twilight Zone.
Thank you, Jedi Master. That opening narration made me realize I forgot to read Jason's line. So that old man with the wonderful face said, "Yes, sir. That's the end of that."
Did you get goosebumps? No. I'm just joking.
Well, and So now we get to meet Connie Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, FKHC 2005 says, I have seen Lee Marvin's grave. He is buried at Arlington National Cemetery, and right next to him is Joe Louis. He is buried below the tomb of the unknown soldier. So,
Wow.
oh yeah, there are not only a lot of great actors today, but a lot of great veterans from World War II.
Well, that's prestigious placement.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Absolutely. And so Connie Miller rides into town. And
I'll
he's
withhold my personal opinion about people being buried under a soldier that are actually soldiers. I have my own thoughts on that, being a veteran, but I'll leave that alone.
Lee Marvin is certainly a veteran.
Well,
No,
he
I know
wouldn't
he
be.
is. He
Yeah, I
is-
was gonna
is-
say.
Yeah, I'm not saying he. I'm just saying.
But
if
you
there
did
was,
say you'd leave it
anybody
alone.
other. Yeah.
So he was. Let's see. And so there's a little fenced off area. Oh, that's why I had to pause there, because you could see the fenced off area in the front of the frame. And they fenced off the area where Pinto was killed. And yeah, that's right. He was a Marine, Lee Marvin. And during World War II. There we go. And of course,
was
all the
great in the
amazing things he did.
Dirty Dozen was one of his greatest movies, I think.
Oh, he was so, like, I'm just going to gush about Lee Marvin for a little bit. I think he was a fantastic actor. And when he did play comedy, I always bristled against it when I was young, because I was introduced to him with The Dirty Dozen and Delta Force. And even very young, far too young, I saw Point Blank. And so I've always thought him as being one of those quintessential tough guys of the silver age of Hollywood. But I also love him in Cat Ballou. Like when he
Paint your
does
wagon.
when he goes goofy, he's also
won-
really, really good.
He won the Oscar for Cat Ballou, and he gave half of it to his horse.
He can act the phone book. He's that kind of actor, in my opinion.
And unfortunately, it's something that happened later on in his life. He was a hard living. Heck, again, he's a Marine, and so he was a tough as nails kind of guy, and hard drinking and chain smoking and being a man 24/7. And just like by the time you get to the early 80s when he passed away, it's like, oh my God, you are the epitome of a walking hangover. You look like you were born hungover. And so, but still, one of the manliest men. And speaking of people who looked like that they were 40 when they came out of the womb, Lee Van Cleef.
Cleef, yeah.
And there's your boy.
Yeah, and well, there you go. Well, there's one more thing about Lee Marvin. Like you said, you mentioned it. He did enjoy his liquor, and that was kind of a problem on set, actually. He's a very good actor, but he drank all the time. So let's see. The director of photography says we weren't going to use him between 4 and the night, so he spent the time over at the bar very close to MGM. When we started that night, he was rough on this horse. I knew it. He backed the horse right up to the picket fence, and then both of them went through it, and I thought he was going to kill himself. He got out and wanted to work. And so we had a call.
That's a hoot.
Yeah, he
Too
had
drunk to ride a horse. Wow.
I know. Well, that's not. You can't call it a DUI. What is that?
RUI.
Yeah.
Yes. So we had to call the nights off, work off. And I told Buck, I says, fire the son of a bitch. Just recast. But they wouldn't go for it. And we went on. Eventually it ended up a very fine picture. And
Well, and
then,
this is sort of Sorry.
He also says that eventually, though, Marvin apologized to the crew. He said, "Everybody was ready to work, and I wasn't, and I'm terribly sorry. And you just watch me go today." And by God, he put in a day's work that would knock your hat off. Buck Howden.
Oh, I wish I had the anecdote off the top of my head, but I do remember hearing a story about Lee Marvin, and he would show up on set, and he was just completely unprepared and unprepared due to the drink. And someone walked up to him and said, "You son of a bitch, if you show up like this again, I'm going to punch you in the face. I don't care. I am done with this horse shit." And after that, for the rest of the shoot, he was absolutely apologetic and gracious about it, but up until a certain point. But you look at that generation, like you look at people like Robert Shaw or Humphrey Bogart, or like people who were really, so their swagger had swagger, and so they would show up and flex their nuts, and then someone would put them in their place, rightly so. And they would turn into the biggest teddy bears and sweethearts.
I think a lot of bullies back down the second someone confronts them. That's been my experience.
Well,
and it doesn't have to become violent, but as long as somebody sort of stands up to them and says, "Yeah, this won't wash," then they take a step back and they straighten up.
And that's speaking as a person who has struggles with the drink, it is something where you can show up and say, "This is just how I work. This is what I do. This is how I do." And as soon as someone says, "You know what? You're just being a complete dick. Like you're not even being a larger than life person. You're just being mean." And if there is one thing, it humbles. It humbles.
Yeah. Well, I personally don't drink, so I get it. I totally get it. When I was younger, I could throw them back, but I at a certain point, I just had to step away.
No, I hate to say it, I'm not trying to drag down Lee Marvin, but we're talking about somebody who is technically an alcoholic.
And he had PTSD from the military too.
There's
World War II
there's
really
no
did a number
excuse
on
for
him.
that, because you're totally wrecking your life and the lives of people around you. But I mean, it's literally somebody who drinks morning, noon, and night. If they're awake, they have a drink. They're drinking.
Yeah.
And it's but the fact that he could straighten it up and then pull it and then rein it in, so to speak. That's a great story about being backing up a horse.
I don't think the Twilight Zone could claim no animal was hurt in the making of this episode. It sounds like there might have been a something.
Well, and just to sort of highlight another actor in this episode, we get Strother Martin, who I know specifically as being the warden from Cool Hand Luke, and I believe he won an Oscar for that.
Also, he was Nerum on season 2, episode 1, Blast Off into Space. He played the prospector Nerum that was mining on the planet when they went the first color episode. And he played Ephraim Nearing. And he was great in that. That was a funny episode. That he was also in that.
Did he win an Oscar for it?
No, he didn't win no Oscars for Lost in Space, but he was one of the aliens of the week or guest characters of the week. When they went to season 2, it was the alien of the week or the visitor of the week on that show. So moving right along.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, in this particular scene, his name is Mother Shed, and he tells Connie how everybody, the whole town finally went up against Pinto. Only 8 of us fired, but the whole town was behind it. And out of those 8 shots, only 1 hit Pinto, but no one has admitted who made the killing blow, and nobody ever does. So that stays a mystery. And okay, so there was one more. Oh, where is it?
I love Strother Martin in True Grit, the horse trader.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, that Maddie rings around. She just drives him to distraction.
Trying to find.
I must stand corrected. Strother Martin did not win an Oscar for Cool Hand Luke. That honor went to George Kennedy in Best Supporting Actor. You can hear about it all next week on our new podcast, Cool Hand Luke.
Did Martin get a nomination for that? He really should have.
No, because it does show Paul Newman being nominated for Best Actor, but not and it says that he didn't win, but Strother Martin did. It did receive the accolade from the American Film Institute of 100 Years, 100 Movie Quotes for his line.
But they didn't even nominate him.
No, they didn't. But it's been become an iconic line with what we have here is failure to communicate.
Oh, he said that? Yeah.
Yeah, he was wonderful. He was the baddie, and without him, the rest of the movie wouldn't really have had quite as much of a center.
Mm-hmm.
You needed somebody, to really kind of represent the prison system, and he did a beautiful job. He was amazing in that.
And as Jill was sort of inferring, it's like, oh, he said that. It's like, even if you haven't seen the movie, you don't know the actor, you know the line. So iconic. Speaking of iconic, Good, Bad, the Ugly, Few Dollars More, Escape from New York, Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef. Oh, we reviewed Escape from New York. That's how I know him. Okay. I was like, what? Yeah, that's it. That horse trader scene is great in the True Grit remake. Oh.
It is. Everything's good in the True Grit remake. It's Coen Brothers, and if you haven't seen it yet, you should. It's wonderful.
Both are fantastic. That's films.
True. They are both wonderful films.
And Connie's admitted that he's disappointed that he spent 4 months looking for Pinto, but he was right. But he ended up in town again anyway. So, but Pinto said that Connie gave up on the hunt and didn't go after him. And Johnny Robb gives up that information. And so he gets the whole story. Apparently there was a new judge called Ed Daiquiri, and they complained to him that Pinto was a criminal and he would come and act like he owned the town. And they talked about how they hired Connie to take him down, but it wasn't working out. And the judge says, you guys got to act like men or move to a town with men to protect you. Because, it's the wild frontier here. You got to take care of yourself, apparently. And so I guess they took the matter into their own hands, taking that inspiration from that. And then, of course, we can talk about the bartender Ira, played by Stafford Rep.
Chief O'Hara from Batman.
Thank you. And so after the town gunned down Pinto, he stayed alive for 30 minutes, and he said nice things to his family, obviously, and got some absolution from his dad. So somebody loves him. And he has to be buried next to his mom, but they only put him 20 feet away from her because she's too good to have him close to her or something. And Mother Shed says, he said that you ought to be able to catch him now, but that if you ever come anyways close to his grave, he'll reach up and grab you. And so that's the threat. That's the whole threat of the episode. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Is your Tamagotchi going nuts?
It's her tricorder. Yeah. She's detected alien life.
Actually, Tamagotchis are aliens. This is true. This is fact. So also Montgomery Pittman also. So that's an interesting thing. James Best says that he gave the idea to Pittman, but also Montgomery Pittman says that he got inspiration from the story listening to his dad. I was just allowed growing up in Oklahoma when I first heard the story of a desperado who swore he would reach out from the grave and get the man who had been tracking him down. Pittman explained in a CBS press release, it seemed that whenever the wind began to howl, my pappy and his friends would sit around a pot-bellied stove and tell the tale. And it just didn't happen just once, but about any time the wind was blowing. And that's why in this episode there's so much wind.
Oh, that's lovely.
So he
That's-
brought that to life.
Yeah, that's a beautiful note. It's a classic ghost story. It goes way back in folklore. Way. I mean, outside of America, it goes back.
Yeah. Pinto claimed that he told Connie he was going to be in Albuquerque, but that Connie never showed up. But Connie says he's lying, and he did. He searched everywhere, but Pinto was already gone. And so we never really find out who's lying here. You kind of want to believe Connie, but we don't ever know for sure. And so Connie's riled up from the story because when someone enters the saloon, he quickly draws his gun. So he might say he's not afraid, but his actions belie his actual emotions versus what he claims to be. And it turns out to be Pinto's sister, Ione, who is there to buy herself some liquor. So she just buys a whole bottle of liquor. I've never been able to treat a bar like a liquor store. That's interesting. You can do that in this saloon.
I've always wanted to do that, and I've made jokes to bartenders about it. Leave the bottle. And they're like, that's against the liquor laws. You can't. You cannot.
Yeah, they always do that in a TV show or movie. But no, I guess it's not real. Unless it's a wine bottle, you can do that.
Yeah, but you can't take it with you.
No, you got to drink it all right there on the table.
Yes, that's why they have straws.
And so, oh man, I really like her. She hasn't even shown up yet because they're still telling the story. So she really brings out a lot of creepiness in this episode, and
She's got a wicked laugh.
Yes,
It's really, it rings true. She also seems she's either a bit touched all the time, or she's kind of been made mad by grief, by the loss of her brother. That's a great capture, Jill.
For some reason, I thought that she was Commissioner Hedford from Metamorphosis, but it's not. So great story.
Oh, that would have been neat, though. I like her. Johnny Rob figures out that he figures that Connie is afraid of Pinto's grave, and only because all the rest of them are. But this really offends Connie, and so he slaps him and gets a little violent with him. But then Johnny says, "Well, I'm gonna bet you that you're not gonna visit his grave because I'm pretty sure you're just as afraid as the rest of us." So he puts down a $20 gold coin that took him 20 weeks to make. So wow, those gold coins, those would be worth a whole lot more than $20 today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I when I saw that the character's name was Ione, I always think of Ione Skye, who's an actress, with the same name. And then I just kind of realized while I was sort of poking around and looking at all this that Sykes is a really close anagram for Skye. So that's just one of life's little, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Nice. I'm doing word games. Steinhardt.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I had to use pause for the cause. The coffee gets to me some mornings.
Oh, okay. Understandable.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I've been listening, so I know where we're at.
Great. Phantom Outsider says, here's the thing. Buying a bottle at a bar is way more expensive than going to a liquor store.
Back then?
Well, makes sense.
Back in the day, I think if you wanted liquor, you had to go to the bar. That's sort of...
Yeah, I think back in the day, the bar was the liquor store.
Yes.
We sell warm whiskey here in rye.
That's interesting, Pete G. Pinto's sister is the witch prophetess character in this kind of story. Beautifully put. She also puts me in mind of Ophelia from Hamlet. She's she's kind of a little daffy.
The description in the thing says her eldritch type motif. It's when I was
Sure, with the
reading it.
cloak.
Yeah, it gives her that eldritch look.
Yeah, and Steinhardt also bets a $20 gold coin, and Mothershed would bet too, except for Steinhardt took all his money in another bet.
And I found a quick Ellen Willard, the actress, trivia quote. Who knows how true it is? On IMDb. It's an autobiography, apparently, or a book on 12 O'Clock High, and it quotes Earl Holliman, who guest starred with her in an episode of that series, as stating that he heard years later that she left acting because she found it too emotionally taxing. That was just his opinion, but that's interesting. She's still around.
Yeah. I was curious because her filmography does sort of close out shortly after this episode.
Oh, and she does a lot of work right up until she steps away from it in '66. So yeah, she was successful, but that looks like a choice, doesn't it?
Well, and
Yeah,
again,
definitely.
yeah, and it does. As aside from the usual looky-loos, Lemon. Not that you're a looky-loo,
Hi,
Lemon. I
Lemon.
just wanted to say hello.
Lemon pie.
But it is something where fame, fortune, what you think being a Hollywood actor is going to be, and it's like, maybe this just isn't for me. I don't really wanna. And some people would be like, why would you walk away from that? And it's like, I got my reasons. So I admire her for providing her talent in the capacity that she did.
Look at Rick Moranis. He stepped away to take care of his family after his wife passed away, and now he's coming out of retirement to do Spaceballs too.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
I'm just
lucky
using
he
that as.
did. Yeah, that's true. I think except for Spaceballs, he wouldn't have come back to acting. This is a very special case.
Thing because Mel Brooks can let loose because at his age, what does he care? He can do it. He can just unload. I can't wait. Anyways, I'm sorry to distract.
But yeah, I do think that Connie is absolutely, he's come back to the final place that he thinks he'll be able to find Pinto, and everyone's like, we did it. And it's like, all right, I guess.
And they all said they were really good shots too, as you were referring to, Scotty, earlier.
Yeah, we're bad at this. We don't even know who
guys,
shot him.
One hit him. They don't know which one got him, but
well, and with Pony Boy there, whatever his name is, Roscoe P. Coltrane, he's
Johnny Robb.
Yeah, when Johnny Robb is there, and he's like, I can't
Robb.
believe we got him. And it's like, you can't believe you got him 8 against 1. Yeah, fair fight.
Man.
That's kind of a classic execution squad scenario where they say that they, only give one person an actual proper bullet and everybody else gets dummies, so nobody has to feel guilty about it. They're just doing their job.
Oh, sure.
Daniel's here. Hello to Daniel.
Hello.
The Twilight Zone never gets old. Yeah, for some reason.
Hey, Daniel.
It's eternal.
Much like Jill in Tiger Stripes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So in order, there's a bit of insurance for this bet. So Steinhardt gives Connie Ira's Bowie knife. And so Connie's going to have to stick this into Pinto's grave in order for everybody to believe that he's gone to visit the grave, that he's not afraid of being pulled into the grave.
So I really liked the line of dialogue in the saloon where he says, I want you to take this Bowie knife and stab it into the earth in the moonlight, the serious moonlight. And then Connie says, let's dance. That was
You don't know
choice.
your Bowie from your Bowie, buddy. You
That's
would if
true.
you'd gone to the Alamo.
Damn it! That's my bike.
Yeah, but if you pull a gun against a gunfighter and there are 8 of you, everyone has 8 bullets in their gun. Yeah, well, and Pinto took his chances. He might have been right too. If just one person didn't make it, he might have had a chance. And so
And
this
I'm going to
one,
comment on the beauty of this set, the graveyard set, with
you
the
like the great.
giant sky cyclotron in the back, and it's huge. This is a huge set. It's very beautiful.
Well, and apparently the fan blowing for across the graveyard was too loud, and so nobody could hear any of the actors' voices on film, so they had to be re-recorded and synced into the soundtrack.
I think I've got an
That
image for you. Let's see if I know how to do this properly.
oh
And
great.
then
Let's see what it is.
F11, right? F11?
F11 makes it full
Yes,
screen.
yay. Yes, and big. Isn't that gorgeous?
Hold on just a second. I have to take off mine and then put this one on. And then take this off.
I just find this kind of thing fascinating. And they've got a boom, and then there's the fan. More than one fan.
That's very cool. Very cool
Yeah.
behind the scenes picture here.
Yeah, I love that. That's just a gorgeous set. And it's all on a soundstage.
Yeah, it looks like it could be out in the desert somewhere.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's bring this one back.
And there's that fence that Lee Marvin kicked over. No, I'm just joking. I don't know why it's lying over.
Oh,
Probably
I don't
because they
know.
had to get the boom in.
That might make more sense. Graveyards also exist during sunny days, but you'd never know it. Greek letters, great to see you today. He says that graveyards are romantic. I can't say that I've ever had a romantic experience at a graveyard, but okay, so let's see. So Ione is also already at the grave site, having just finished half of her rye, so she drank half a bottle of the liquor. So she's very sauced after having just visited her brother's gravesite.
Oh, good eye.
And thanks. She's surprised at the bravery of Connie to be there, so she offers some of her liquor, but he refuses. I don't get my nerve out of a bottle, Ione. And she says he's waiting for you, and then super creepy laugh. And back.
Yasu Greek letters last. I'm sorry, Jill. Go ahead. I just saw Greek letters
Oh
last.
yeah, go ahead. Greek letters.
Yasu hare tikanis manga. Go ahead.
So back.
I just-
I just wanted to make sure you're finished because since I don't know
yeah.
Greek, I don't know when the sentence is over.
Yeah.
Back at the bar, he proved he was scared when he pulled out the gun when Ione showed up. And here at the grave, he's proving it again when he pulls out the gun when there's a wind and the wind going and the door is clanging. He is out of his mind. He closes the door to the old tomb and he continues. And so there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of creepiness in this grave.
I like the cemetery, the way the sets are perfect.
Yes, it's a beautiful set. Tiger, a little bit back, showed the behind the scenes, and it was in color too. Pretty. Yeah, there's him pulling out a gun to nobody. Oh, that reminds me of a line I forgot to read. Did I not read it? Hold on. You peep. Okay, so this is back at the bar. I missed reading it earlier. You people know me. How come all of a sudden you think I'm afraid? And Mother Shed says, because we'd be afraid. You can draw your gun real fast, Connie. We've seen you. But out in that graveyard, that gun won't be worth a copper cent. And Connie says, I don't get my nerve from this gun, Mother Shed. I had it long before I could pick one of them up. So he says that a lot. I don't I don't get my nerves from the gun or the bottle. But here he is, pulling his gun out to the wind. And he finally finds Connie's grave and pulls out the Bowie knife. And it's just there's a lot of you have to watch it to get the sense of the taunting suspenseful music and
And
atmosphere.
him being jumpy like that, he had, he was in World War II. He's had PTSD, so that probably played a big role, with his acting at times, because back then they didn't have the treatments and stuff they have today for the veterans. So, that probably would, made him. I'm not saying it was a good thing, but it really did bring out some when he was startled. It didn't look forced, is what I'm saying.
Well, and one of the interesting things is he stabs Earth with his knife and he pulls it back up as if, I'm just guessing, as if he thinks it's going to come back dripping with Pinto's blood somehow. But of course it's not. Obviously, since should be 6 feet under, I don't know how deep they buried Pinto.
I completely got that feeling too, that the first try, he pulled it out and just looked at it as if he had an expectation.
Yeah. I was wondering.
No, you bury a man 6 feet down if you bury him properly.
Yes. Yes, usually.
Well, and also I think it speaks to his character in terms of he doesn't get his gumption from the end of a barrel or from the bottom of a bottle. And so he tests it, and then he's like, F all this noise, Silent Bob, and just goes with a full downward thrust.
Yes. And when he does that, he goes from being scared to being angry. Mm-hmm. And so he jabs it really hard this time. But we don't see him pop back up. He's jerked down by something we don't ever see.
That was creepy because they don't show it. You just show his arm going in the second time and then just disappears down. It was great.
Yeah, it is often
fades
scarier.
To black, and it just fades to black.
When it's mysterious, when you don't see it. It's the fear of the unknown. So Johnny and the others are surprised when Connie doesn't return. They think, oh, he was too afraid and he doesn't want to show himself. But Johnny doesn't think that. He's afraid that the worst did happen. And so he decides he has to follow Ione to the graveyard because she comes along with a little decorative plate. Oh, Pinto used to use this plate when he was a little boy, so she's gonna decorate his grave with it. And there's that horse. I don't know if anybody's bothered to feed the poor horse the whole time it's been.
Yeah, I know it's tied up.
Hanging out there.
Hello, I'd like some oats, please.
Wilbur.
Oh, hello and so long to Broku. I actually didn't even see you pop in. I think we're getting cussed out in Greek.
Jeff Purcell.
Enjoy the stream
from Rumble.
Yeah, Jeff Personal. That's also Low Specs Linux Gaming. Why do they bury lawyers 12 feet under?
One for each angry man?
Actually, even if that's not the answer, I like that answer. So, if there was just one clip I would have got, it would have been this one, but I'll tell you when we see it. But I ran out of time because I got too many Billy Mooney videos.
Cool.
they're all taking a trip to the graveyard together.
I like how Strother Martin says, he's like, we're sober now. We don't believe in the ghost stories. We're just trying to scare Connie, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. We know deep down none of that was real. And then they do see the lifeless body of Connie. And Johnny said, I knowed it. I got a man killed. But the way he says it, oh gosh, he's really distressed. And so Steinhardt goes from gambler to detective mode. He figures that Connie accidentally stabbed his own coat, which sent him downward. And because he really, really believed in his mind that Pinto came out to bring him down, the fear in his heart hit him too hard and stopped his own heart.
Well, the tension that builds throughout, it's like, you've been looking for him for 4 months. And so while these guys who had to be convinced not to be cowards to actually take down Pinto, there is a certain level of professional pride. And how did he get away from me? I did go check everywhere in Albuquerque. Maybe there is something supernatural based on what these chuckle monkeys just told me. And so
Gladys Lawson says, stop everything. Is that a gypsy witch standing over the grave? Start running.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, she's the sister of Pinto who died, who apparently could have maybe pulled Connie with him because Connie was basically his enemy. But there's some question as to whether or not he really did that, because right here Ione contradicts the detective work of Steinhardt, and she talks about how the wind was blowing in a direction in which it wouldn't be possible for the cloak to be stabbed by the knife, insinuating that it was indeed her brother who killed Connie. And so we've got a closing narration, which I would like Tiger Stripes to read for me, please. It's in the private chat. Putting it right now.
Final comment. You take this with a grain of salt or a shovelful of earth, a shadow or substance, we leave it up to you. And for any further research, check under G for Ghost in the Twilight Zone.
So
delightful.
So what do you guys think about this story?
It's a wonderful classic ghost story. When you're a kid, you get books of old folklore and ghost stories, and this is a classic. And the Western is a nice twist on it.
Yeah, and I like Steinhardt's logical explanation. Oh, it's just the wind, and he stabbed his own cloak. And then Ione contradicts the story. And so, but if the cloak was blowing away from the grave, there was no way that Connie would have stabbed his coat. And that's basically what she says. And that's the question.
Well,
and I like that Sterling says it's up to you.
Yeah. And I'm going to take Steinhardt's explanation for this because crazy lady here. Sorry. Just because I don't believe it, it's Lee Marvin. And so I don't think that he was actually accosted by a supernatural force. But I love this episode. I like it that the atmosphere of it is through the music, through the performances. As I mentioned before, this is a star-studded cast. I can't believe they got so many people that I'm just like, and then, and it's just like, oh, great. This is fantastic. What a team of players. And yeah, I find it spooky, fantastic. Can be explained either way. I'm not to say that it wasn't a ghost. I don't think it was a ghost, but that's not, my interpretation doesn't necessarily mean the square root of jack squat. So I love it. I love it a lot.
You think he was just killed by the thought of a ghost? Just like
I think he was just, I think that he was not only he was confronted with his own failure and then also with the ramifications of his own failure based on the cowards who were back in the saloon.
My take on it is they're in the Twilight Zone, so I don't know what it's the supernatural. So I leave it as an open book. Like, who knows if he died that way out of fear or because they're in the Twilight Zone, he was grabbed under for real and that killed him, or I just leave it. I love the episode. That's just my take because they're all in it's the Twilight Zone. So no matter, there could be the outcomes could be, there's no really discerned, definite, finite thing that, determines how he died in the end. And that's what I like about this is it leaves it open. You can leave it open for interpretation. Everybody sees it a different way. And I loved it. And like you said, the acting and the sets, the music carried it, and it was well delivered.
Well, and the story, and it's a good, absolutely. It's thank you for your thoughts. Like, that's great, especially when it comes to these old teleplays, teledramas. But I do think that there is one line of dialogue that happens in the bar when Strother Martin is sitting there and saying, "Oh yeah, he saw his paw, and he said, I'm sorry that I didn't do anything better." But then he says to Ione, he says, "You should find a good man and get out of this town because this place is no good." I think that's part of the reason why Pinto was just like, I'm bad. You should get away from the thing that made me bad. And throughout the episode, when Ione comes in the first time, she gets a bottle of rye and she's like, "I'm getting wasted." And then later on, she's like, "I found this old plate that he used to eat off of when he was a boy, and now I'm going to take it." I think that she is actually, sort of committed to staying close to her slain brother, which is making her a little loopy. Like that, as you mentioned, Tiger Stripes, making her sort of that Ophelia character. That's my perspective. Yeah, she is wonderful, but I think she's also, she's kind of broken by it, and so she's going to find a way, even though it's not even vengeance on the man who killed him. It's just, oh, this is the guy who was chasing me. He has to pay too because I'm just such a mean Western SOB.
Yeah, he's kind of one-dimensional. She adds a little more depth to Pinto since we didn't really get to know him. We get to figure out how he was through her and the revelry she takes in other people being afraid of her brother. And so Rob also said the episode was filmed during the same time they were shooting The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. And Phantom Outsider says, "See, the sister should have brought a swordboard brother. One?
Oh, okay. So,
what?
see, the sister should have brought
understand.
a scoreboard.
Brother, a scoreboard. One,
town folks nothing. Want a rematch?
I would say that's 1-1 because the town folks did take him down.
Yes. And
that's right. 1-1. Yeah, it's tied. Tiger Stripes got it.
And Connie is, he says, "I know what their name is. I was born here too."
Everybody in this town is just a hiccup away from becoming a ghost town too. Although it's the bar at night, not everybody hangs out at a bar at night, so there may be other townspeople as well.
Yeah,
that's true.
Wives and such, you would assume.
Well, and this is the problem with Steinhardt's theory. When he kneels earlier, the coat was behind him, but nice try there, Dick Tracy. So that's why it leaves it open for me to wonder if he was killed by something else. Very atmospheric, this one. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically speaking, most murder ghosts are polar bears. Aw, Snort left. Ghost stories never worked for me, nor vampires or anything similar, until I had a quarrel with the Guppy Witch. Had to make a huge donation to get her to remove the curse. Wow. Proof that good cast and good writing can overcome anything.
Greek letters, you say Vrikolikis. I just called him a vampire in Greek.
It's one thing to watch The Twilight Zone during the day. It's another to watch them alone at night in a dimly lit room.
Agreed.
Completely.
Yeah, definitely the atmosphere makes a difference. And so let's talk about the next episode. Next one we have
Yes.
today is called It's a Good Life. And it first aired on November 3rd, 1961. It has a story by credit by Jerome Bixby, with the teleplay written by Rod Serling, and it was directed by James Sheldon. Yeah, that's what makes it great. It could be a ghost or just the imagination. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever come to a conclusion. I'm with Jedi Master on that one.
Bill is literally in sync because Lost in Space aired when he was 10 years old. So he was 6 when he actually was in this too, because this is 1961. And it's amazing
But not
because
a lot of actors are as good as Bill Mooney was when he was
at
just
that
such a
age,
young child.
he was, I mean, his facial expressions, the tooth, the way they had the tooth, the dirt,
I think
his
that was
little.
just that's just because his tooth fell out.
Yeah, but I'm saying it really fit with this episode. The look, in everybody's night. You don't want to think bad thoughts around him. And
This is a great story. It was one of those stories that was written in the 50s, and it was written by Jerome Bixby, and it was printed in the Science Fiction Hall of Fame in 1971. It was reprinted rather. And so he says, at this late date, I don't remember how the idea of It's a Good Life came to me. I wrote it over a weekend in 1953 with no sleep on a Saturday night. And then apparently Serling wrote the screenplay and then bought the rights to the story. So in this one, we had
So he made up his mind to do that. That's saying
Yes.
something. Most people won't do it
Mhm.
in that order. They don't want to waste their
Mm.
time in case they can't get the rights.
Yeah, I
don't
wonder
forget
what he
Buck
would have done if
Houghton
he
again,
didn't
Jill.
get him.
Buck
What? I'm
Houghton.
sorry. What about
Buck
him?
Houghton again. He did Lost in
He's
Space too, so
yeah,
he's over.
yeah, that's right. But Irving drove Buck Houghton away from Lost in Space eventually because he's too
Yes.
much. This time we head straight into the opening narration, and it's a long one, so I'm going to take this one. Tonight's story on the Twilight Zone is somewhat unique and calls for a different kind of introduction. This, as you may recognize, is a map of the United States. And there's a little town there called Peaksville. On a given morning, not too long ago, the rest of the world disappeared, and Peaksville was left all alone. Its inhabitants were never sure whether the world was destroyed and only Peaksville left untouched, or whether the village had somehow been taken away. They were, on the other hand, sure of one thing: the cause. A monster had arrived in the village. Just by using his mind, he took away the automobiles, the electricity, the machines, because they displeased him. And he moved an entire community back into the Dark Ages just by using his mind. Now I'd like to introduce you to some of the people in Peaksville, Ohio. And okay, so this is Mr. Fremont. It's in his farmhouse that the monster resides. And then we're going to see, this is Mrs. Fremont.
Cloris Leachman.
Yeah.
And this
She
is
looked
Aunt Amy, who probably had more control over the monster in the beginning than almost anyone. But one day she forgot. She began to sing aloud. Now the monster doesn't like singing, so his mind snapped at her, turned her into the smiling, vacant thing you're looking at now. She sings no more, and you'll note the people in Peaksville, Ohio have to smile. They have to think happy thoughts and say happy things, because once displeased, the monster can wish them into a cornfield or change them into a grotesque walking horror. This particular monster can read minds, you see. He knows every thought. He can feel every emotion. Oh, yes. Did I forget something? I did forget something, didn't I? I forgot to introduce you to the monster. This is the monster. His name is Anthony Fremont. He's 6 years old with a cute little boy face and blue, guileless eyes. But when those eyes look at you, you'd better start thinking happy thoughts because the mind behind them is absolutely in charge. This is the Twilight Zone. So Rob says, I like the movie version of this episode. I also love the Simpsons episode parody. Rob Wright? Yeah, Rob Wright, I have to say, The Simpsons was my introduction to this story. The Simpsons wasn't my introduction to a lot of pop culture before I actually saw it. Alaska is missing from the map. Am I the only one that noticed it? And I'm not even American. Right. Yeah. It was only the contiguous United States that Rod was showing us. He didn't show us Hawaii either, did he? I don't remember. Let's see.
No, he didn't.
Well, I guess the rest of the world had been destroyed, quote unquote. But the
Oh no, he just doesn't show Canada. It's just like the map's cut off at that point. It shows the bay if you go all the way up and make the picture big.
I was also looking this up online, and I found a site that postulated that they are in a pocket universe, which they demonstrated by showing sort of a kind of a half dome, like a satellite antenna shape, right? And then from the bottom of it is a little shape like a teardrop that's pinched off. So, people have really put some thought into, it's not necessarily that the rest of the world is really gone. It's just that they've been put somewhere where the rest of the world isn't. Possibly.
I could definitely buy that I could buy that it's just a pocket universe, because I don't know how much power he has to actually delete the entire world, or how that would even make any sense, because then how would it even work? But if it's just a pocket universe, then that makes that allows the possibility.
It can be he just disabled all connection to society, and it's in the Twilight Zone. And like I said, you can speculate.
Well, no, there's a border on where they live. You can only go so far, and then there's just gray nothingness.
Well, he made it all go away.
I read this story as a child in a collection that I always keep referring to called Monster Mix. Oh. And it's really quite a dark story to put into a book you're going to sell via Scholastic Books to kids. But it's just an amazing story. One liberty, and Serling was really true to this story, and he kept the names the same. He kept the pacing and the events of the story the same. He did leave some things out. But in the book, it seems as if Anthony is not an adorable little boy. He is perhaps a little malformed demon. You can definitely tell by looking at him that he ain't right.
He's supposed to be purple or something like that.
Well, he
right?
has a wet purple gaze. So either his eyes are purple, I think his eyes are purple, but also when he is born, the doctor that delivers him immediately tries to kill him, and he kills the doctor.
That's what I have in my notes here. I got that.
He comes out of the womb just ripping, with power and, this defensive quality, and It's really
If I
terrifying.
could have had more in this episode, I would have liked to see somebody try that because it's talked about later, but we never actually see somebody attempt. But I guess it's 60 television. You can't show someone even trying to kill a little boy. So you
Yeah.
just have to imagine it.
Oh,
And
I think Aunt Amy considers it
Aunt Amy,
later in the
Aunt,
later
of
in the
course,
story.
she considers it, but what I mean is that nobody actually tries it.
Correct.
It would be
Well,
neat
and
to actually see, but of
And the
course,
they
fact,
missed their opportunity.
and the facts when
Yeah.
he can read their thoughts, they even think it, they're gonna get sent to the cornfield or disfigured or
exactly.
whatever he decides to do to them.
But yeah, they come in close on Billy Moomy's face here, and it's just so amazing.
Yeah. And Bill used to he told me that his parents were very, very careful of what he was allowed to do. And they really had to sit down and have a discussion about this episode and everything with him and
I
everything like
watched an
that.
interview with him just yesterday where he said that the director coached him very carefully, and he was very cognizant of what the character was and what the character's abilities were.
Yeah. Yeah. But
And
his
he
family
was
was
into
very
it.
involved. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
into it, but his family
Phantom.
was very involved in protecting him back then. That's
Mhm.
why
And into
Right,
it
he's
as
so
an
right.
well
actor.
off now. Yeah. He's an
And
amazing actor.
that makes sense, Jedi Master, because in the other episode, it had to do with self deletion, and that was something that was that the parents were having
They
to
had it to deal with that too at that time.
talk
Well,
to him about
in the
too.
book, they point out. See, this is they do establish this. I think in the context of this episode of Twilight Zone. In the book, he can bring things back, but you don't want them brought back. It's total monkey's paw.
Oh boy.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
Pet
that's right.
Cemetery.
That's
exactly.
right. Okay, yeah, I think I read that somewhere. Phantom Outsider says it's established he can change things, he can send things away, but he can't bring them back. But I guess if he did bring them back, he could maybe he can bring them back if they're in the cornfield, but they'll be in the state that he left them. So he can't bring them back the way they were. What would happen if you killed him? Would the world hard reset or stay as is? Which is a great question.
Great question.
You can go tell Thanos on him, snap his fingers.
Greek letter says,
Not-
what are you
yeah.
talking about? He's just a sweet little innocent boy with satanic powers.
Kill him with fire.
Yeah, he's
Kill
killed
him.
other people with fire. Why not?
Yeah. No,
Yeah. As soon as you
really
think it,
I
he's
really
gonna
have to
get
get
you.
this out of the way right now. I loathe this episode. It is an episode that starts off with Rod saying, well, things are going to be a little different today. And they are. They are very different from every other episode of the Twilight Zone that I've seen. Because usually, or at least very early on, Jill, you remember when we were reviewing them, I was saying, it's the Twilight Zone. All right, so a bunch of stuff is going to happen. And then at the end, I'm going to find out, what did it all mean? And this is the only episode where I was deprived both a stagnation or a resolution. And everything stays exactly the same it was with no explanation. And the only thing I'm left with is a festering desire to murder the child. I think the production itself is hobbled by its broadcast date because it tells us things are happening, and there's only one that it even slightly hints at, and it's not even remotely creepy because they couldn't present it in a way that would be terrifying to the audience. I find this entire thing to be a trifle. So if I pop in and out throughout the episode, it's because of the not often used philosophy by me in that if I don't have anything nice to say.
Well, it's very
been
true to the
happier-
story. The ending is very true to the story.
So you would have been happier if a godlike alien entity came along and said, oh, we gave you all these powers all along, and you have not been a very good boy. So
Charlie
we have to
X.
take you back. Yes, you're
Charlie
you're
X.
happier.
Charlie
You're
I
happier
knew
with
we
Charlie.
were going down this rabbit hole.
Or even, it's not a rabbit hole. I think it's the Twilight Zone. Like you said, it's a matter of interpretation.
Yeah.
And I think even at the
Yeah,
end,
I
when
love
the
this
guy who gets
episode.
That's not my problem. And so the guy who gets the Perry Como album, he gives the perfect opportunity for resolution, and I'm just like, meh.
Or you're giving
missed
too
it.
much of the episode away. We're not there yet.
I know, but no one knows.
Scotty, you don't have to step away just because you don't like the episode.
I
Come on,
concur.
stick it out with
better.
us.
No,
No.
don't be a wuss. Hang in.
No,
right.
you're
We need
blowing.
we need your voice.
You're setting the C4. You're exploding it, and you want to run away. Please don't
All
run
right.
away.
I will not run away.
So there's a man on the bicycle who pulls up to Anthony's house, and true to the opening narration, the man is smiling. He's happy because it is a good day. Only Aunt Amy kind of says, "Well, it's really rather hot," and this makes Anthony's face go sour. So he's only appeased with the man on the bicycle. Disagrees that no, this is a good day. It's such a good day. So let me find my videos because I have quite a few videos for this.
He's so
I don't
nervous. You can
remember where I
see
put them.
everybody's so nervous around him. Immediately, you can see him like he's shitting himself pretty much.
Well, in Tiger Stripes, you mentioned someone starring opposite Marilyn Monroe in a previous, in the last episode, and that didn't shape up.
No,
The
we're so
gentleman
wrong.
with the bow tie, but the gentleman in the bow tie, apparently he was in Niagara. I haven't seen
Oh.
Niagara, but yeah,
It is
another,
funny how all of these young men are all sort of a type, dark and that boyish face.
Mm.
yes.
So having sated Anthony, he asks what he's made. Anthony has made a 3-headed gopher, but we don't really get to see the gopher except for its tail.
Boo. I don't get to see the 3-headed gopher. How wrong is it to see a 3-headed gopher?
Well,
no, nobody
yeah.
needs to see that.
Actually, yes.
Caddyshack. Go watch
and so-
Caddyshack, Scotty.
I actually have. Wait, why isn't? Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I actually have something by Billy Mooney who did see the gopher.
Oh, nice.
The gopher had hair, and it was just truly disgusting. They only used the tail, but maybe that was because it was too disgusting and they feared repercussions from the viewers.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah, release
so
the gopher cut.
Anthony says he's tired of playing with 3-headed gopher, and so he's going to kill him now.
Be dead, be dead. Gopher, go, you be dead.
That's great.
Yeah.
Notes too.
I wanted, and if you're going to say you're going to kill a gopher, can I see the gopher die?
No, not in early 60s television. No, you cannot.
Again, production is hobbled by the broadcasts and practices.
Oh, in this story, it's actually a rat he's playing with, and he makes it eat itself.
Oh my God, I would love to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty, just think of Caddyshack when the gopher gets out of the ground after Bill Murray tries to blow him up at the end and he's coughing up the smoke and he's sitting there just doing that little dance.
Well, the only
Anything
problem with
of the
that is
gopher.
that gopher only had one head.
Yes. Joel, imagine it with 3.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want to have to imagine. I want to see.
Oh, Rob.
I will
Rob,
say that, yes.
Oh, no. I mean, that's the same thing from the last episode. Sometimes things are scarier since we don't see them, and our imagination can fill in the blanks.
I will say that given that this particular story has been remade at least twice, maybe 3 times, it would be nice if somebody just made the story. Because, man, is that horrific.
Yeah, there's no problem with any of that stuff now. We could show everything.
Oh my
Well,
goodness. Today?
I don't know, because like with the Omen, like this is basically another iteration of the Omen, right?
No, not at all. No, that's
In
a
terms of an
little
evil
boy who's-
antichrist that's going to destroy the world.
No, this
he's
kid was
the-
sort of born with godlike powers.
And how does that differ from the Antichrist, if you don't mind me
Well, the
I
Antichrist
know I've only
uses
seen the first
politics
Omen,
and
but
kindness.
that little boy is being groomed and carefully taken care of by people around him who are Satanist. And this kid just comes out fully empowered and immediately dominates everyone around him and starts murdering people. Just from birth.
Exactly, Tiger.
So no,
And I like how
I don't get an equivocation there. Just other than they're both being children. of a
Evil
particular
Yeah.
age.
children.
Yeah, I think
And let
Charlie
me-
X is a better one, except for Charlie X wasn't born with it. He was given to by aliens.
I mean, you could also
you saying
refer
it was
to
Maybelline?
Village of the Damned. You know, with
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you want to get back to the Omen too, Scotty, think about it. He's gonna, the Antichrist, if you do believe the Lord, he's gonna take power through diplomacy. And everybody's going to think he's the next best thing since white sliced bread and everything else in the world. And they're going to be, that's how it's supposed to happen. So
Yeah, but-
he wouldn't be just killing. He'd be having people in the shadows doing all the dark stuff and everything.
Yeah, but
and
like
basically take control that way.
But when it comes
Not
to
just like
when it comes to the Antichrist is like born the Antichrist.
mhm.
It is immediately out of the womb, no matter how it was impregnated. It is automatically the Antichrist, and so it will rise to its evil power. We've just skipped the middleman here with Antony, and Antony is just evil.
It would not serve the Antichrist to make his world a pocket universe.
Exactly. He wants
He's
to
out to
control
dominate
the world. Exactly.
He still
Tiger.
ultimately wants to like rule and cause pain to justify their ruling.
Yeah, this
Right?
is the overpowered child who
Right.
wants to be insulated.
And the Antichrist wants your soul. He wants your soul, Scotty.
Well, if
All right, it's real fine that you've done that. That's real fine, Anthony. You're a good boy, Anthony.
Anthony, this
Everybody
is
loves
just fast
you.
tracking. But this is just fast tracking. Anthony already has their souls.
Mm,
He does.
Well, he
They
has
bend
their
to his
mind.
will.
no,
He doesn't have their soul. He has their mind.
yes.
Because he has complete control of their mind. So when I said this is like 1984, it's kind of like if you have a thought crime, Anthony is going to make you pay for it.
Like little brother, not big brother.
Yes, little brother. I like it.
Okay.
So having had her mind blank though, and Amy doesn't disagree, and the man goes inside. I mean, her mind isn't completely blank. I think she's still in there somewhere, and she's trying to fight to get out. And we'll see over the course of the episode.
But with Auntie Amy,
I
that's
would
part
have
of
liked-
the reason why I equate Anthony with being the Antichrist. Heck, his name is Anthony Antichrist. Okay, never mind. But
No,
the
he's
thing
not.
is that she keeps saying it's so hot. It's so hot. Hell is hot. And so that's what I was getting off of this.
No, that's just the vagaries of his nature. He's just decided it's going to be a hot day.
Okay.
Let's see. You aren't sure of his range. Anthony doesn't even know what he wants other than attention and praise. Yeah, he's still 6 years old. Imagine talking to a devil in kid form and trying not to piss your pants in the process.
See, Greek letters
Well,
gets it.
I disagree. He's not the devil. He's just
He
he's
doesn't-
just got powers and he's evil. And he just wants everybody to think happy thoughts about him. And if you think negative about him in any way, he's gonna punish you.
Yeah,
And he
he-
That
punishes
sounds-
things he doesn't
I think-
like.
I think
That sounds
there's
like
a
Satan.
difference. I think there's a difference between being demonic and being the devil or being the Antichrist. I think
Yeah,
he's
the
demonic.
Antichrist. Exactly. Yeah, you get
Apples and
demonic
apples.
tendencies. Apples and oranges.
See, I'm presenting
He's
my
just-
position
he's-
from the Twilight Zone.
So
Yes, we're in
what
the
he
Twilight
is
Zone.
he's a narcissist. Well, as a lot of children are until they learn empathy, but he has no empathy whatsoever. And so the man in the bow tie, what is his name? Bill? He brings some groceries because there's still some stuff left. But since there's only, whatever they have in the town, everything's running out. No more laundry soap. But he found tomato soup. And apparently that's something that
Which is red.
Anthony likes.
Tell him I brought the tomato soup because I heard he liked it. Tell him I brought it, won't you?
Now I'm just imagining the kid from Problem Child, but with superpowers.
Oh God, that would have been messed up. That kid was he was bad enough as he was. He didn't need no powers. He committed enough terror and damage.
Yeah. Well, everyone's on edge, just trying to
Yeah.
control their thoughts, trying to control their minds, trying to be positive, trying to
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I know Anthony likes the tomato soup. Please let him know that I was thinking of Anthony, and we think the world of him, and we love him." And Mrs. Fremont says that Bill doesn't have to be frightened of Anthony because he likes him. But I get the feeling that you don't actually want to be liked by Anthony.
No, in the story, I thought this was interesting. In the story, as Bill Soames pumped the pedals on the bicycle, he was wishing deep down that he could pump twice as fast to get away from Anthony all the faster. And then they kind of jump, and he shouldn't have thought that because Anthony caught it. He caught the desire to get away from the Fremont house, and then he snaps a little thought, and all of a sudden the bicycle takes off with superhuman speed, and it's all that Bill can do to keep up with it while riding it.
Oh wow,
Yes,
that's
so
creepy.
you don't want him to ever get a whiff of anything you're thinking.
Well, speaking of a whiff, apparently Anthony doesn't hear his mom when she thinks that she wishes one of his furry creations would have bit him. I guess she hides it well enough.
Yeah. And that's also, before we get any further, I do want to give, shout out to Cloris Leachman. My God, I think this is the earliest performance of Cloris Leachman that I had ever seen.
Stunning looking.
She goes back. Cloris worked and worked. She's one of those people like Betty White from the early days of television. But although I was like, how did you look younger on Mary Tyler Moore? Considering the age. Maybe it's the color and the makeup, like the color
and the hair.
It's the hair. Styles will seem to the next generation a little outdated, but on Mary Tyler Moore, she was very much in style. Maybe a little over in fashion. That was sort of her character's nature in that series.
True.
She was a riot in Beer Fest too. I mean, that's a silly movie, but she had a funny role in that movie, and she was hilarious.
Incredible career. And also she played Granny in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, in that movie, she was the best part of that whole movie. She was amazing.
That's a whole other conversation.
I thought she was just great in that movie.
She was
the way
great.
She played the Granny. But the movie itself, I could go after that thing for hours.
That's another conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But speaking of her having a great performance, this scene is possibly her best scene because Aunt Amy keeps unbuttoning her shirt. It's so hot. She needs that release. And Miss Fremont keeps buttoning it back up, saying, "No, actually everything is perfect and wonderful, and so you are not actually hot at all." Actually trying to convince her that it's not hot.
Sometimes he can hear what we're thinking, no matter where he is. So you just keep thinking real nice things. It's just right. Why, it's just a real good day. Just a real good day.
And that doesn't put you on edge. I don't know.
It's as
I don't know what's wrong with it.
demonic as Anthony is. Also, part of the story is the dripping hypocrisy that everybody has to affect all the time, which is exhausting to watch.
Yes, but it also builds the tension. While watching it, I didn't get angry at it until the very end. But watching it and seeing this tension mount and figuring out what was going on and was it what exactly has built this playpen for Satan, a monster, a beast. How did this? Why did this? Is there redemption? And so we go through it and see all of the populace of this Ohio town And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I get they're suffering. They are suffering. This kid is awful. Someone kill it. And we go forward. They're all too terrified to do it. And I'm waiting for some sort of cathartic release.
Yeah, we understand that about how you
well,
feel,
I
Scotty.
mentioned,
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
but I mentioned that earlier. I said that, well, actually, Tiger and I mentioned it. That they do in the original story, they do try to kill him, and then of course
Mm.
Anthony kills them instead. So all of the attempts to actually do it are failures,
Yeah,
and you can't show it on 60s television. So
exactly.
Well, they don't
This is
really,
why
all of those episodes take place in flashback in the story, though. The story is kind of
this
pretty much
is-
as it's presented here. It's this little block of time.
but I like
It's-
that though. I
But
like
they
the
do
fact
mention
that
yeah,
history is
yes.
there.
Yes. Yes, the people
Yeah,
did
and-
try, and it did not end well. But then again, there were times where people tried to work with Anthony, and that did not end well.
Work with him? How?
Yes.
I didn't see that part.
There's a particular character that feels like it would be maybe helpful to use Anthony's abilities to make things that no longer exist, like groceries and canned goods and gasoline, and a whole family is exterminated. A whole family just disappears.
Oh, so yeah, okay. That's not a surprise that Anthony did not help.
Yes.
But there is
Okay,
there
thank
is
you.
sort of a cooperation that does happen with Jimmy Olsen back there in the tomato soup. He is trying to help.
Bill is trying to help, but not Anthony. It's-
Yeah, Bill, not Anthony. Sorry. That's why I said Jimmy Olsen, the guy with the bow tie.
Mm.
Bill
Jimmy
is
Olsen. Okay, now I
a
get it.
little self-serving there. He wants to
Yes.
make sure he gets credit for it.
He just doesn't want him to think he thinks bad. He just doesn't want to be in his crosshairs.
And Anthony was in the barn doing who knows what to the poor cow.
Okay, we're gonna have to do phrasing on that one, Jill.
Well, they established that he pretty much played with the pigs, that they all used to have pigs, and he was playing with them one day, and they have no more pigs. So you kind of have to check when he says he's looking at something.
Yeah, exactly.
You have
And-
to ask.
And that is exactly what Mr. Fremont does. Are you playing any more tricks on me? Because he turned the pigs into monsters.
He
And
Thank
but of
lobotomized
course,
Auntie Amy.
but of course, that was a good thing. That was a good thing that you did that to Aunt Amy because she was singing, and you do not
Yeah.
like singing. You had
Yeah.
to do what you had to do to make sure she doesn't sing.
I feel like I have to read the original story to appreciate this story because, again, in a 24-minute teleplay, it's like, and it's a good thing, and it's a good thing, and it's a good thing.
This is a good episode, Scott. This is
Yeah,
such a good
exactly.
episode, Scott.
Exactly.
Or Jill's gonna send you to the cornfield. You better say it's a good episode, Scotty.
I'm going to
You
take a
better say you like
lawnmower and
Lost in
deal with it.
Space. You better say you like Lost in Space, or she's gonna send you. To
Oh
the
my
cornfield.
God. Don't needle me in my very sensitive position.
I'm just joking.
I am
Scotty.
ready
Come
to
on.
erupt, sir. I'm going to go have a
You
cigarette.
got to
I'll be
give
back
me
in a
some.
moment.
So
slack.
Mr. Fremont says it's just that if you wish people away like that. Okay, so basically Anthony is upset that no kids are coming over to play with him. So Mr. Fremont explains that last time the kids came over, Anthony sent them to the cornfield. And so
Well, it's just that if you wish people away like that, there won't be no one left.
even so, Mr. Fremont is cowed into agreeing to talk to people about bringing their kids over to play with Anthony. That's not good.
No, because he gets mad at him and sends them all away. Where are my kids? They were here a half hour
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. Anybody who sends their kids over should know that it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
So, man. And the cornfield, that's another thing. If this whole thing is a pocket universe, what is the cornfield? That's
In
a good-
another
that's-
pocket universe, then maybe. I don't know. In the Twilight
So-
Zone.
in the Twilight Zone. So they hear Bill Solms collie barking. So Bill has a dog. And supposedly, for some reason, I mean, Anthony likes Bill, but I guess he doesn't like Bill enough to leave his dog alone. So Mr. Fremont reminds Anthony that he's made a lot of dogs go away. And so Anthony says, well, they didn't like me.
I don't like him. They didn't like me. I hate anybody like that. I hate anybody that doesn't like me.
Well, you ain't got much of a choice there then.
Yeah, so you have a...
Yes?
If anybody has an opinion that is against him in any way.
Yeah, and this is interesting because this is an element that's not in the original story specifically, and they make it pretty clear here that Anthony has killed every dog in the village that's left, in his time there. And there is an expression that screenwriters and even people who write fiction use, which is called killing the dog, which means that you put a character, I mean, sometimes they would just literally be a dog, or you put a early character into a script or a story specifically to kill that character so that your reader or audience understands that the villain is serious. And in this case, it's literally a dog. So it's kind of interesting.
This is his first it's second. Actually, this is his second kill.
Because of the gopher, the three-headed gopher.
Yeah. We're pretending that he didn't kill the cow because we don't know what happened there.
Look, I think the cow's still okay.
Gavin Blackbird sends a £2 super chat. Thank you so much,
Gavin.
Gavin says, "Wish one person away, real or fictional?" And so we'll let Scotty answer this when he gets back. But actually, I was talking about Voyager with him recently, and I realized just how much I don't like Seska from Voyager, and so there you go. I'll pick her for today, and maybe my person I'll wish away will be different tomorrow. But yeah, I'll wish Seska away because Voyager deserves some better villains. And if anybody, is there somebody real or fictional you'd wish away? Jedi Master?
I don't think I would wish away any. I don't know if I'd anybody fictional to wish away. I like to wish away Kathleen Kennedy and sequel trilogy from Star Wars and Acolyte and all that garbage, The Dial of Destiny, every IP that Disney's got their hands on and just destroyed since Endgame, and they bought Star Wars. That's what I would wish away.
You have a choice between evil mustache man. Oh my god!
Yeah, I know that's the obvious answer, like Hitler or Stalin or Mussolini.
Yeah, I wish them away too.
Answers.
Yeah.
Oh, Mussolini was not that bad.
I thought we were talking about fiction.
Okay.
I was just thinking in the sense of
Kathleen Kennedy is a real lady.
Movie trope. The movie trope. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, Hitler, Mussolini. All the dictators and all the fascist cuckoo nuts back then, anti-Semites. Of course, I'd wish them away.
Okay, Pol Pot then. I know he was bad.
Him too. Yep.
I'm not so sure that China might have been better off without Mao.
Mao too.
But
yeah.
Then you're undoing history, and so wishing away somebody from the past—that's a hard call.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to as much as there are people that I dislike, that I distaste for, that I dislike the outcomes of, pulling at one thread of a tapestry is probably going to take the whole thing away. And I'm fearful of that power. Much like Anthony.
Come on, this is just for £2 for Gavin. Come on, come up with a name.
Come up with a name?
Yeah,
I mean, throw a dart at the board.
But you're the one who mentioned. You're the one who mentioned those obvious answers, which are why we were probably avoiding them.
Okay, I'm going to do this to pander to the audience, and because Kathleen Kennedy is on the table, I'm going to say Alex Kurtzman.
Yeah, him too.
You know what? I was thinking about that, and I was thinking maybe Les Moonves because that's where it all starts.
Les Moonves is a better answer.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this goes way, way back. You'd be unraveling
Oh,
many other things.
no, I got it. Because, okay, it doesn't really affect a whole heck of a lot because Subway was still a popular sandwich place before Jared. And so I'm going to say Jared from Subway.
I don't think Subway was as popular before him. I think he kind of put that on
I
the map.
can't say it on this
Tiger, I
channel,
can't.
but if this
I
was
can't.
the puppet show.
I'm just saying, there's two,
No. Yeah, anyway,
sides to every coin.
I suppose.
Depends
I
on
hate
how
the
much you
backside
love
of
your
that particular
Subway.
coin.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
excising Jared.
Thank you. Just doing I Dream of Jeannie. Ding, you're gone.
Dun,
Yes.
dun, 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 dun,
Oh.
dun, dun.
I want to play it again.
I don't like him. They didn't like me. I hate anybody like that. I hate anybody that doesn't like me.
It sounds like the internet.
And since
Yeah,
we're-
it sounds. Yes,
And since
it
we're down
does.
this rabbit hole anyway, look what you've done, Gavin. There are people who will say that this whole story is an analogy to fascism. I don't like to go there. I don't like to dig for analogy. I just like to appreciate a story as it is. But I can get it, because when you think of people like Mao, who had many people executed, and Stalin, who had many people executed, and everybody around them had to be sycophantic, had to cater to their every request and suggestion. I can kind of see the analogy.
I can see that too, but it's also present day. This is currently happening in North Korea with the great leader there, where everybody
Oh my
has
God.
to. The great leader is the bestest thing, and he invented sliced bread, and everybody has to think nice thoughts about him and cut their
Yeah,
hair
which-
exactly a certain way.
And I would
Can't-
say the
every-
same thing for the leader of Russia, but I've heard that he keeps a distance now. If he's at a meeting, he keeps a substantial distance between himself and anybody else at the meeting. So, how would you have to live with that?
What if we
Putin's a
take
nut.
away the guy who shot John Lennon?
Him too.
Yeah, he can go.
Yeah.
Him.
He can be in the cornfield. I'm happy with that. Good
Okay,
call,
so
Scotty.
apparently we're building a cornfield list.
Yes,
We're
a
just as
cornfield.
bad as Anthony.
I know. We're terrible. Gavin.
Then I want to send Elizabeth Warren there too.
Oh, and Gavin
Okay.
says, moo ha 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 ha.
Gavin, you did this. Okay, so there's a horrific death that we don't see. It's only described. Apparently, Teddy Reynolds was thinking that Anthony shouldn't have wished all those wonderful things away, the cars and the machines and everything. And so Anthony sets him on fire. And so, of course,
You subscribe and chill.
They-
Anthony sets him on fire.
they build it. What? They build it from a gopher to a dog, now a human. So very often serial killers show their tendencies by hurting animals first.
And so I'm just sitting here waiting for comeuppance.
They did make a sequel to this.
Uh,
And
I'm so sorry,
I
Scotty.
guess one of the more recent iterations of the Twilight Zone, I can't keep track anymore. And Bill Mumy was in it with his daughter. And they do, early on in that episode, have Anthony set a man ablaze, set a man on fire.
Lily,
Oh, that's cool.
Do the whole Human Torch thing. Yeah, and they actually show it to
Right.
you, Scotty. So you actually get to see it.
can you believe she's 31 years old now and she has a son? Amazing little guy.
oh,
Is this?
oh, you
is
mean
this
you
Bill
mean
Mumy?
Lily
Anthony
and
has?
Mumi. Lily and Mumi. Yeah, she's married and she's got a little boy.
Oh
He's
wait,
adorable.
does she play? Is she
In the
is she-
sequel, yes. In this sequel, it's
Yes.
still a good life.
So in the
she-
sequel, it's
Yeah.
Anthony and he's grown up and he has a daughter.
Exactly.
Yes, and it's played by his actual daughter, Lily and Mumi.
I believe it's Liliana.
Lillian. Liliana. She's on my
Why, everybody loves you, Anthony. They love you, son. You're everybody's favorite.
Ugh.
Yes, the terrified patriarch of this episode feels the way about Anthony.
And he's
I do.
terrific too.
He is
John
great.
Larch.
Yes. He's fantastic. He was more prolific as a a Western actor, as was the fashion at the time. But I swear, like, he reminded me of so many people, and I went through his IMDb and saw what he was in terms of being such a prolific performer and having been on the Twilight Zone previously. And so very charismatic, really enjoyed it.
And it's so weird seeing Anthony be playful and stuff, but also creepy as hell.
He shouldn't have thought those bad thoughts. That's why I made him go on fire.
So you blocked him on Twitter? What happened, Anthony?
Well, yeah, he can't. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Teddy cannot respond now that he's been set on fire. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to equate blocking on Twitter to being.
I'm just. It's very. It's callous. It's stupid. It's fueled by my distaste for the episode. But I was just like, so what is this like? I like the idea that this is 1984 with Little Brother. I was looking at this in terms of the flame wars. Pardon the pun. On the internet, and so it was like, yep, you are representative of everything I absolutely hate. I'll be sitting here waiting with my popcorn looking for comeuppance.
But
he doesn't like me. He's a bad dog.
And so,
see, the thing
a
is,
sweet
if you
little
want
collie
to,
has to be sent to the cornfield. What are you going to say, Jedi Master?
I think, yeah, it is Liliana. I used to always see my eyesight shit. Excuse me, but Liliana, yeah. And also, now you say you want him to get his comeuppance, but the moment it's in someone's head, he's going to know it, so he's going to get them. So how are they going to do the comeuppance unless you can erase your own and make him not read your mind, block him out totally, that you have some ability to counter his abilities? He's going to know you're coming. So anybody that comes after him is going to end up in the cornfield or burnt up or whatever he might do. Is according to Tiger Stripes in the book, he was even more horrific in the book.
In the short story, everybody mumbles all the time when they're around him. Yeah. Of course, that would not make for good television.
And I'll get there when we get to that moment in the episode where I can say when they could have, brained this ginger.
Well, and that's what Dan wanted. But so they mumble to confuse his telepathic powers. That kind of makes some sense.
Herc, PvP.
And, okay, Herc 130 and PvP. Thank you for seeing that for me, Scotty, because I was just about to read this from Bill Mooney. Well, I had big eyes. My face has kind of grown into my eyes a little bit, but you use what you got. And it's fun to look scary when you're a kid.
I heard him say that the director coached him on the look. They actually worked together on it.
Oh, fantastic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's
good work. He had a new interview just recently.
Oh, yeah? How was it?
It's really good. It's on. I'll show you the link sometime after this.
Is it from Television Archive kind of thing?
It was the one he did.
Wonderful series.
Recently. Oh, what's his name? It's a British guy. He does all these different people. I follow him on YouTube, and he's got the Bill Mooney interview. And it wasn't long ago, and it was talking about his music and everything.
Well, I understand you can't find it now, but when you do find the link, can you put a comment on this video or on my Twitter post?
I'll just send it to you. I'll just put it in the group chat.
Okay.
And then everybody can see it. They'll take you right to it.
Okay, and then I'll share it with everybody else. Okay.
Excellent.
So Moomy also says, I've always liked Anthony, and I've kept Anthony with me. I'll send people to the cornfield when I'm really pissed at them. I mean, I'll do it. Not that it works, but it's a release for me.
He does it on his YouTube. I've seen him do it on his Facebook page. You get into political discussion with him, I don't do politics he won't allow it. You're gone.
So when the mother and father, they talk about how it's a good thing that he did that. But their visible emotions betray their words as they're nearly crying into each other's arms.
Isn't it a real good thing that he done that, honey? Isn't it a real good thing?
Yes, it was a real good thing that he done that.
And this is the part where the performances, as intense and fearful as they are, I can tell they're all thinking the exact opposite of what they're saying. And so now Anthony is not only malevolent and evil, but he's also incompetent to be able to not be able to see through their obvious lies. So now I'm just like, okay, kill this hell scourge.
Well, I'm not so sure if it's incompetence or that he actually is enjoying their compliance, even though he knows that he might know that they're lying. But
Exactly.
Well, but now if you can
still
recognize
being
that they're
good.
lying despite what they are saying outwardly, then that means that his power is somewhat curbed by his inability or lack of desire to kill them, despite he knows everyone is lying around him. So I'm like, all right, let's have a piano fall from the sky on this boy.
But also they're his parents, and maybe he doesn't love them because he's a psychopath, but he still knows that he needs them somehow. Maybe.
We'll get there when we get there too.
And well, and I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to have a little kid taking over an entire town of adults. But now we're at the TV party, and this content was invented by Anthony himself. He's gotten rid of real TV. Just like if you're in North Korea, you only get curated TV, so you only get whatever Anthony has made, and he has made 2 dinosaurs fighting.
I'm curious about the production sound on that. I don't know if you have anything on it, but it sounds absolutely terrifying. It is the one thing where it's like, oh, I got a 3-headed gopher. Can I see it? No. Oh, I lit someone on fire. Can I see it? No. I made some crazy pig people. Can I see it? No. And then we get to see television, and it's 2 triceratops fighting. And while the 2 triceratops is not necessarily all that terrifying, the performances of the crowd watching the television they're like, this is ghastly. And also the sound design in it is like, oh my God. That's something where I feel like they got around the standards and practices of the television, because it's like, if we make it sound scarier than it actually is, it will be more terrifying for the audience. And that's the only part where I was actually like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the sound design, but the stop motion footage came from Jack Harris, and he's the same one who made the dinosaurs in the Odyssey of Flight 33. So the Brontosaurus that they see outside of the airplane that's the same guy.
It actually sounds like 2 guys making those noises going into a microphone. Scotty, where were you that day? I'm just joking.
And of course, Anthony is extremely proud of himself, and everybody else feigns enthusiasm and says, "Oh yeah, it's very good."
It's good I can't play it here.
Oh, yes, it's good. It's very...
Oh, I've seen the one that I wanted. Oh well, I guess I'm missing
in the
one.
story. It's a great deal more eldritch, almost Lovecraftian. There's just these twisting, writhing shapes on the screen and sounds that come out of the speaker. And
that would be even more difficult to pretend you like.
I'm surprised that they kind of didn't go for that, because this is, I don't know, it's almost a little too normalizing of Anthony for me, because, all little boys and a lot of little girls love dinosaurs. And how would he know about dinosaurs? So it doesn't work for me as well as the original would have. But it's possible that would have just been too creepy for Twilight Zone. Maybe standards and practices said no twisting, writhing shapes.
Moment
I didn't think about that. I think it would have been okay.
And I think he was like trying to punish. It's like a torture for him. It's pleasure, but I see pleasure in punishing people, and because making them comply, and if not, he's going to really do bad things to them. So they're like terrified to begin with, and he knows he's just making. It's like a kind of torture, making them watch that stuff. And they just feel like they just continue. It's just a continuation of who he is and his powers, and him using them to do whatever he wants, and taking pleasure from their suffering. That's how I observe it.
Yeah, and that's why I hate the little fucker.
Gordy, tell us how you really feel. No, I'm just joking, buddy.
I just did.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we said. Did we say hello to Penny? Because I haven't checked in. I know in the chat.
Hey, Penny.
Hello, Penny.
Finally, a ray of light. Actually, everyone's been a ray of light. Thank you, chat, for putting up with my consternations.
That's all right. We'll consternate you later.
It was postulated Anthony likes music instrumentals because when someone sings, it draws attention to them, and he wants everyone's attention only on him. He won't share the spotlight. Typical kid actors. And yeah, shades of Charlie X, just as Gavin says. He didn't like it when other people were not paying attention to him either. Rob Wright says, "Holy moly, there's a sequel to this in 2002." Yeah, Tiger Stripe's mentioning that.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube.
Excellent.
And then, of course, there's the segment that they made for Twilight Zone, the movie, which I watched little snips from it, but I couldn't find it in its entirety.
Is this in the movie?
The cafe.
It's
the cafe.
It's a Good Life is a whole segment in Twilight Zone, the movie. Yes.
I have the DVD. I've never seen it.
Well, they go in an entirely different direction. Again, why didn't they just make the story? But they go in a real different direction.
Phantom Outsider says he's a spoiled brat and he's got no one in charge of him to give him a spanking. But I think this is for Anthony's own good. Anthony will be so much better after he's spanked. Yeah, if only they could. If only they could, but that's negative. He thinks that that's bad. And so
cornfield.
They'd be sent to the cornfield. Yep.
To quote Thanos, you should have gone for the head. Like, absolutely.
That's the only solution. That's really the only solution.
We have to murder this child, everyone. Why won't you listen to me? Anyway, what does he say? What does he say while he's drinking peach brandy? Talk about another torture.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're getting there pretty soon. But I just wanted to touch in with the chat, and thanks for that super chat earlier, Gavin. But when then Anthony killed the wrong dog and John Wick showed up. Yes, Phantom Outsider. Yes.
Oh my
God,
God, that would
that
be a great meme. That would be a great meme.
Here's the problem: if you wish people away from before you are born, maybe you don't get born. Dun, dun, dun. But then now we're talking about time travel, and let's not do that today. Phantom Outsider says, but what about all the people he influenced to get healthier? Oh. I
Jared?
Yeah, we can influence other people to get healthy differently. I
have like 7 different jokes that I'm not allowed to say at any time of day on the internet.
Yes, I am. Phantom Outsider. I find this child actor to be very convincing. I wonder how they prepped him for the part or if they just got lucky. He's incredibly talented.
Both. He was sort of born talented, and they prepped him. The director coached him.
PvP says it's happening in Western governments too. Canada, UK, Australia, France, and more are turning against their citizens. Have you heard about the UK Prime Minister Stamer's plans for digital ID on citizens? And yes, I have
Don't
heard
get me
of all the.
started
I
that
don't
on
exactly
thing.
want to talk about politics today, but yeah,
No.
freedom of speech is definitely under attack, to say the least. It's a Good Life is one of the Twilight Zone's scariest episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anxious, tense, yes. Scariest? No. Not in my opinion.
Watching this again brings what happened to Kirk in mind, and I'm not talking about PvP. Rest in peace to Charlie. I didn't expect that right now. Yeah, sorry to his family. That's a terrible thing, a tragedy.
Also somewhat inappropriate.
Yeah,
in the story,
totally.
they mention
That's
there's
a
a piece here. I know you're still going through the chat. May I interject?
Please.
They say he seemed to prefer ballads, sweet-sounding songs, but the one time somebody had started to sing, Anthony had looked over from the top of the piano and done something that made everybody afraid of singing from then on. Later, they decided that the piano was what Anthony had heard first, before anybody had ever tried to sing, and now anything else added to it didn't sound right and distracted him from his pleasure. So, they're making excuses for him. They're thinking of reasoning, but there's no reasoning for somebody with that kind of power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're trying to justify their timidness to do whatever he wants, but it's not logical. Oh
but
yeah,
Triceratops.
One Triceratops pushes the other Triceratops over the cliff, and it's over. That's the end of the story. I thought I had a clip for it, but I guess I didn't. And so Anthony just starts slowly clapping, and just very proud of himself. As long as the movie was on, he was occupied, but now it's over, and it's time for Dan to get his presents, and he's got a special present. It's a Perry Como record. But since Anthony hates singing, Dan cannot play it.
And so here is where I understand that if everybody has to pay attention to Anthony, and there is no attention to anyone else, why in the name of Sweet Georgia Brown are they celebrating someone else's birthday?
That is a really good point. I guess they're just trying to normalize their lives. But it is a danger, an inherent danger.
Yes.
I would think nobody would ever go to this house.
I would say,
but then that would get them sent to the cornfield.
They established that it's kind of obligatory to go on television night.
Yes.
You have to show up. Although in the story they also established that they never let any of the children of the village visit Anthony. So there are children, they are being kept by somebody who's babysitting them all together. So they kind of play that both ways.
Right. After the Fredericksons were sent to the cornfield, no more kids have showed up.
So
it's good I can't play it here.
Oh, yes, it's good. It's very good.
This episode needs Lee Marvin. With a gun.
Okay. Hold on just a second. I need to double check something.
Yep.
Where's my cast list here?
So yeah, they do mention earlier on, they say, maybe later on this month we can invite the children over.
And look at Cloris Leachman. She's communicating to the guy with the record, no,
Yeah.
don't go there. But all she's doing is sort of, biting her lower lip. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It is. But considering that Anthony is sitting on her lap, he should know what the thoughts are. So now I'm just like, oh my God, someone
Kind of using
do it.
sign language, but yeah.
Like,
yeah, someone could. They're all very close together.
Let's remove the idea that I do want to just destroy Anthony down a well. But like, at this point, I'm like, okay, he's got to learn a lesson. He's got to do something. They have to destroy him. Maybe he goes to the cornfield. What's going on? And then it just gets more and more progressively subservient by the entire town, which is only anyway. So anyway, Tinkly Piano Keys starts playing songs that he hates. Obviously, he's
okay with the piano.
Hates them.
But he likes them. No, he likes the piano.
Oh, really? Do you enjoy being a slave piano player? When you're like, play
I'm
things?
saying
She means Anthony enjoys the piano.
Oh,
That's
Anthony,
why Pat
yes.
is obligated to play. Same
My mistake,
character name is in the story. Again, amazing that Serling kept all of these exactly the same.
Yeah, he's playing Moonglow. Moonglow, yeah.
Moon River.
Yeah.
Not
and
Moon River.
So
Moon
Dan is enjoying his other present. He's got a bottle of peach
brandy.
Peach brandy, thank you.
Ugh.
And the thing about is it? I don't know what that tastes like.
I hate it.
You've had peach brandy before.
Yeah, that's another reason why I don't like this episode is because, and then also it's like this is what you get served on your birthday, and then he does the list of everything else that's left over, and he's like, oh, why can't we have the good stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so Dan is played by Don Kiefer, who, well, we did have one more Star Trek. He what does he play? He's in the Gary 7 episode, Simon Earth.
Oh.
And he plays Cromwell.
Oliver Cromwell?
Who was in that episode. Was his name Oliver?
No, that's a historical figure from England.
I don't think he
James
had
Cromwell.
I don't think he had it. No, it wasn't James Cromwell. It was
See? Plenty of Cromwells.
No, he was the launch director of McKinley Rocket Base. So he was just like some guy. So it wasn't a big part of the episode, but he was there. And so so the piano is playing, and of course Dan makes some noise, and apparently that's verboten.
Don't make any noise when the music's playing. I don't like any noise when the music's playing.
Don't interrupt me.
Dan, please. Please what? I'm not doing anything. I'm just drinking this peach brandy.
Just some peach brandy on my birthday. I got a record I can't listen to. Can I at least drink the brandy?
Yeah, it's his birthday present. He wants to enjoy one of them since he can't enjoy the other one.
But he's knocking him back.
Oh, he is. And he's starting to lament. There's only 5 bottles of real whiskey left in the whole village. Only 5 bottles. There's 1 rye, 2 scotch, 1 after dinner liqueur, and this here. When that's all gone, there won't be any whiskey left at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
That is pretty sad.
When that's all gone.
Well,
there won't be any whiskey left at all.
It reminds me of an episode of The Simpsons where Barney is over playing poker with Homer, and I think Moe and Lenny and Carl, and it's like, what? after this case of beer and the next case of beer, there's only going to be 3 more cases of beer, and then we're going to be out of beer. So I thought that was funny. Is he's just like, if I can't get drunk while I have to deal with this little menace, who, by the way, makes Dennis look like an angel.
Absolutely.
He can kill me now. I don't care. It's my birthday. I can die if I want to. F all this noise.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
You're a bad man. Very bad man.
Yeah. So, yeah, because he's starting to sing, and Anthony doesn't like singing.
Right.
But Pat will not play Happy Birthday for Dan because he's afraid. And also probably because of copyright lawyers, because Happy Birthday was copyright written back then. Meanwhile, Ethel is trying to get him to stop, but he won't. Then Dan points the finger at Mr. and Mrs. Fremont for giving birth to Anthony.
You and her. You had him. You had to go have him.
Yeah, Rosemary. Take care of your baby.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
So
You see those eyes? You see his eyes getting he's getting angry. It's excellent. His face transformation.
Yeah, this is some good drunk anger, yes. And okay, and then Dan says, "You think bad thoughts about me and maybe some man in this room, some man with guts, somebody who's so sick to death of living in this kind of place and willing to take a chance, will sneak up behind you and lay something heavy across your skull and end this once and for all." And yes, and of course it does look like Aunt Amy is thinking about it.
But she's already been sort of hamstrung by Anthony.
Yes.
You monster, you. You dirty little monster. You murderer.
Yes.
And then he's like, "You bad man. You very bad man."
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
You did that pretty perfectly, Jedi Master. Well done.
At which point?
Somebody sneak up behind him. Somebody end this now while he's thinking about me.
There we go. There we go. I don't care what it is. Put a bag over him. Grab him up. Restrain him. Do anything to this child. What I want isn't going to be shown in the 1960s, but what anything can happen is anything can happen to stop this monster, and nothing. So
yeah, they could have, you know what they could have done in 1960? They could have used shadows. They could have done it with shadows.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror story. It's true to the story.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. So if we did what Scotty wanted, it wouldn't have been true to the original story.
Oh, a resolution to the story? Oh, okay.
In the Twilight Zone, there's no resolution.
No. I'm not talking about the resolution in the Twilight Zone. I'm talking about the original story. At this point, there is an opportunity to take advantage of his attention towards what he perceives as a 6-year-old as the villain. And so everyone who is already afraid...
At this point in the story, that's not even a consideration. Nobody even thinks about it. Everyone simply freezes.
In the story, he mentally freezes them.
In the story, Dan Hollis never suggests that anyone kill him.
Oh, okay. So I'm not referring to the original text.
It's just that fast.
And I'm not
Dan
referring
is
to the
singing,
initial text.
and then he hiccups, and he says no. And at that point,
sure,
bad man, Anthony said, and thought Dan Hollis into something like nothing anyone would have believed possible. And then he thought the thing into a grave, deep, deep in the cornfield.
I understand that, but this is an adaptation of that original story, and so there could have been something.
That's true. This is one of the few cases where Serling is taking liberties, where he writes the monologue for Dan Hollis, somebody get him, somebody kill him.
Well, but then, obviously, let's see what happens to,
Yeah, well,
Birthday Boy.
But it's just suggesting that someone bash his head in was something for the 60s. So
yes,
and so of course.
Well, bunch of slack-jawed. Never mind.
So Anthony turns Dan into a Jack in the Box,
which is even worse because there is no credible spring. Like, I do appreciate the shadow puppetry that does happen to say what's happening, but this looks too goofy to be menacing. Didn't like it at all.
Somebody sneak up behind him. Somebody end this now. What are you thinking about me?
Oh, I had a few of these.
Won't somebody take a lamp or a bottle or something and end this?
You're a bad man.
What was that, Tiger?
Did you get some motion of the shadow of the Jack in the Box?
I think looks that works. Too goofy. No, looks too goofy to pay off for me. Especially it's after all of the terrors that have been described.
It's a solo frame here. In the context of the television show, there's the shadow, and then this is a very quick frame that just shoots by. And it works for me. It's pretty disturbing.
Not for me.
You have to use your imagination that the spring is there. And
it would help. It would help if the shadow were the shape of his head.
Yeah, it would. They could have made a mold. So his dad pleads with Anthony to wish it into the cornfield because it's so horrific.
Yes.
And he does.
Oh, Gavin, that is such black humor. Gavin says, at least he gave him a party hat on his birthday. Gavin.
That is true.
Wow, Gavin, wow.
Dark.
Scotty just wants red rum. Yes, Herc 130. I understand that.
That was great. I think that was. I like a transmission to the jack-o'-lantern.
And
Jack
yes,
in the Box.
Daniel
Jack
there,
in the Box. Jack in the Box. Excuse me.
Yeah, and since it's animation, of course, it's going to look better because it's easier to do things with animation. And it was later. They made a Simpson episode. Yes.
When I first saw this, it scared me because I was young when I first saw this. It was in the 70s. I think I was born in 65, so 73 reruns. I think I saw it. First time, it scared the crap out of me. And I used to sneak and watch Night Gallery too when I wasn't supposed to.
When we get to the summary, I have a question.
Yeah, everyone gets back to appeasing Anthony like before, as if he didn't just kill the birthday guest. So even Ethel, who just lost her husband, has to pretend to be happy, or else Anthony will give her the same fate. Yeah, it's very creepy. And Aunt Amy is musing truthfully that she misses the cities and real television, while Mrs. Freeman contradicts and disagrees with her. Miss Freeman's upset, and Mr. Freeman, rather, is actually upset for a moment. He loses his composure that Anthony is making it snow because it's going, half the crops will die, so people might go starving for a while.
Okay, wait, no, that's not what happens. So, Anthony makes the Jack in the Box from the guy on his birthday who was subjected to years and years of torture, and makes him turn into a Jack in the Box, and then throws him in the cornfield, which is apparently just like the Phantom Zone for this little freak. And then Amy, who's been actually lobotomized, her mind warped by this little freak, is like, oh, I seem to remember that I used to like the things. And then what does Anthony do? He says, let's make it snow. And then Daddy Warbucks here shows up and says, we're all going to die now. And Anthony's like, this is great.
Yeah.
So
well, that's all.
This entire episode.
I said all of that. But you said it better, and so thank you for that.
I apologize. I am very, very heated about this particular waste of my time.
Okay. But we got to hear the story told by me and by you because we both said the same thing.
That's true.
Did I master? What is it?
No, and like in the book, he kills everybody. So this is kind of his way of killing everybody at the end.
No, that is not true. I'm sorry.
He doesn't
it's a short
kill everybody
story.
in the end.
It's a short story.
I thought you said he didn't kill people.
The next day it snowed and killed off half the crops, but it was a good day.
That's how it ends.
Yeah, it was a good thing. It was a good thing that he made it snow.
I'm just saying that he's gonna, kill enough all the crops and they'll die. So essentially,
they're certainly going to have to struggle. But no, there's nothing there about him killing everybody, and nor did I say.
I'm referring to it being in the Twilight Zone. I'm using my
no, but that can't be your answer to everything. Oh, it's in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, well, that's the show.
Well, yeah, but
they're certainly not going to have
open for interpretation. That's why I like it so much.
You not going to have an
interpretation. Yeah. We have a malevolent force who lives in.
I'm trying to say something. At least they're not going to have any tomato soup. That's all I wanted to say. And so, yes. So they are going to suffer the coming year because of this. And who knows? He might make it snow even more. I don't know. He can't get rid of all the
What if he decides to just never let it stop?
That's what makes this episode so good is that any episode that I really love of the Twilight Zone makes me think of something external to the story, wanting to know more about it. What is he going to do next? And will the people finally rise up eventually? I think they have to, or they're all end up in the cornfield eventually. I think there will eventually be a resolution, but we just don't get to see it.
But they leave it open for interpretation.
Does he know how to cook? Does he know how to eat? Does he need the adults? Can he create his own reality?
That's why it's the Twilight Zone.
Oh. So in other words, nobody knows, therefore it's good.
He's omnipowerful, but he's in, he can read minds, yes, but he's still 6 or 7.
So he can't.
Still a small child who's only got so much ability.
Right.
I mean, I would question, does he need to eat? What is he? What is he? But he apparently needs them around for some reason, or he would just, I think, kill everybody.
I think the mystery of that is good too.
It's good what you've done to Dad. It's real good.
It was swell. It was just swell.
A real good episode.
And that's what's really chilling.
Tomorrow is going to be a real good day.
It reminds me of the movie Hostel or the movie Human Centipede, where it is just a play of watching people suffer. And there is a way that possibly you're hoping that there is going to be a way. I don't know what it could be to help deal with Anthony, but you're dealing with watching the torture of a town. And then at the end, they are going to continue to be tortured without resolution. So you're just introducing me to a malevolent force that cannot be fought, and then watch a bunch of people that I got to know suffer and die eventually from this malevolent force. That's the story that we watched?
Yes. Can you read the closing narrations?
Happily.
Yeah.
No comment here. No comment at all. We only wanted to introduce to you one of the very special citizens, little Anthony Fremont, age 6, who lives in a village called Peaksville in a place that used to be Ohio. And if some strange chance you should run across him, you had best think only good thoughts. Anything less than that is handled at your own risk, because if you do meet Anthony, you can be sure of one thing: you have entered the Twilight Zone.
Ooh, good pause.
And that right there, then and there, says it all. They're in the Twilight Zone. It is a creative.
That is not a logical answer for a conclusion of a story.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I accept your apology.
I'm not apologizing, because they leave it open for interpretation. That's what these things all.
Yeah,
these
not every Twilight Zone has a happy ending. Not
all the perspectives are different. You get to each episode, you get a different perspective.
So what was the point? Was the point just terror?
It's a horror story.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and this is really beautiful that the only time they show you the cornfield is in the closing credits. I find that really a nice, super eldritch, creepy. It gives me the goosebumps.
When a 6-year-old boy gets opening top credit, it's great.
A nightmare. It's an absolute horror story.
I think it's a frustrating waste of treading water in a pool full of blood.
Well, everybody sees things a different way, you know.
I know.
And
well, see, if Charlie X's adoptive parents, who are godlike beings who gave him godlike powers, never showed up on the Enterprise, and he slowly started eliminated everybody, and that was the end of Star Trek. Yeah, that would be terrible, but it would also be really scary and terrible. You know, it would. And then
I don't understand setting up an entire cast of characters who are terrified of a malevolent antagonist, and then at the end of the movie, you're left with it that there is no resolution. People continue to live in fear. It's torture porn.
I should be writing this down so I can quote it back to you word for word someday soon.
Well, you can read, this is recorded. We're live.
Yeah, and it will be YouTube automatically transcripts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can understand, Scotty, your frustration with there's no absolution. But again, I go back to it being in a form of art. It's a horror story, as tiger stripes interjected throughout the whole story, in going to the book and to this episode, that there were limitations.
It's a short story.
Short story, yes. The short story, it's story.
Available online. Everybody here could read it. It's a very good short story.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is they took from that short story and made this, and they made it for its
You say
time.
They, but it's Rod. Rod Serling chose
yes,
this story, and Rod Serling adapted it.
Yes, I'm not discounting all that. I'm just saying the creator and the people that all work together, the set people and everybody, everybody that made this episode, they made it for its time because of the short story was more graphic, and the explanation from Tiger Stripes that, this is what you've got.
I have two questions. Have you read the short story?
No, I don't need
to.
Yes, last night.
What do you mean?
And I've read it many times before.
Second question.
It's a classic of horror.
Second question.
A classic. Second question.
Second question directed towards Jedi Master.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate this story more based on the fact that it stars Bill Mumy?
I love it because I love the episode. I love his acting in this. I love all of the actors in it. I love the story itself. You're trying to make it
know, but I don't want to dismiss what you're saying.
With Lost in Space. I know.
No, not at all. No, not at all. Because I am.
I'm not defending it because of him. Is what you're saying?
Right? Is what I'm asking. Not saying. Asking.
Absolutely not. I love this
Okay.
episode. I've watched it
Let's
a
lower our
gazillion
voices
times in my
just
life.
a jog.
Please,
Headphones,
Tiger
headphones.
Stripes, please.
I'm just and again, I was just
All I
asking
need.
a question. I have been swayed by performers, much like the episode previously. I am swayed by Lee Marvin, Lee Van Cleef. I am
There's
swayed
no
by
doubt.
these
There's
people.
no doubt that Bill Movie's performance is incredible, whether you like the
No, I'm not
episode or
saying it's
not.
Yeah,
bad.
he greatly adds to it. But could little Ronnie Howard have done the same job? I think maybe so. I just don't think his folks would have let him.
Again, it just comes to a point where if you are swayed by performers in a story, and as to whether or not that does sort of make tipping points. Like
Gavin
I'm
Blackburn says
sure
there's
it
no
does for
fighting
me.
in the war room.
Gentlemen, there is no fighting in the war room. Or actually, that's not how the quote goes. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. That's how it is. So I didn't mean to offend. I didn't mean to offend.
Well, he didn't
Jedi
have
Master.
to duck out. I'm just trying to say I do wear headphones and I do value my hearing. And we were all getting very heated, which means
Very true.
this is a really powerful episode of
Scotty,
television.
it might have been helpful if you let him finish what he was saying, because you did interrupt his explanation to you before he was finished.
Well, I just thought he
You
was.
can't fight in here. This is the war room.
I just thought he was a bad man, a very, very bad man, and so apparently he's gone to the cornfield. I win.
You don't think
Oh my
that.
God.
Oh, you.
That was a good thing you said, Scotty. That was a real good thing.
Yeah. We're all very proud of you, and you're our
Yes.
favorite.
It's just swell.
You guys are awesome.
See, because how fun, I thought that this is kind of fun in that way, almost as fun as Return of the Archons, in terms of, oh, this is we are of the body, and everyone is peace, and it feels a lot like that.
Yes.
Old Man Bird is here. Hello.
Hello to Old Man Bird.
I don't know if that's a commentary too on just that kind of waspy suburban mentality where everything has to be okay even when it's terrible. Nobody can ever admit to being sad or in pain. It's many things. And it's ultimately just a horror story. It's ultimately a horror story.
Yeah.
And I just
You're
wish
a
it had.
bad man. You're a very bad man.
And I've expressed. I think I've
You
done
have.
more
You
than
have.
make my
You've
kids.
done it.
Oh, yes. Just
Agreed
you
to
wait.
or not.
Your time will come.
Cornfield.
Yeah, I mean, and some people do take it allegorically, as Tiger mentioned, in terms of dictatorships and that and all that.
I didn't even go very far down that road. I didn't really listen to what people had to say about it. I'm just like, okay, I can see it.
Yeah, it's a thought that people can have, and they do.
The fact that everybody had to capitulate to Anthony.
Mm-hmm. And that if they tried to stop him, then they were sent away.
Mm-hmm. But I kind of get where Jedi Master's coming from, because Scotty seems to be picking particularly on this episode, even down to minutia like the special effects, which for me were completely fine, particularly considering the era. When you do isolate that shot, but I still think it works well for me.
Yeah, it works for me too, but I also feel that they could have done something if they all banded together, just like the town of I don't know, the little western town in the last episode.
They spell all of that out in the short story, which I just can't recommend enough. There's a passage in the short story that kind of goes on for a bit, where Anthony walks out to the edge of the cornfield, and he's established a sort of a small forest there, and there are a lot of animals who come there, and he kind of likes to cater to them. He reads their minds and gives them whatever they want. And at some point, he teleports back to the house. In the story, he can teleport. And the story makes clear that he does that because a long time ago, some of the people outside had thought that way about him, and one night they'd hidden and waited for him to come back from the grove, and he'd just thought them all into the cornfield. So people have tried, quite a few people have tried to kill this little monster, eldritch, Cthulhuan child in the past, and he just takes him out.
He took out a whole group of people.
He's several moves away ahead of them because he has the telepathy as well.
It sounds like he's even more frightening in the story.
Yes.
But I think the episode was written well, and it is scary. And
it was written, it's
like it.
Rod Serling. He writes well. He adapted it to television. He cut it down to half an hour, so he kept in all the things that he felt he could fit. And the fact that he decided that one and that he wrote it before he even had the rights tells you how much he wanted to make a film of it.
Yes.
That was a great detail.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And I know that Scotty was the first person to vote in the poll today because I saw the grave. But
the poll.
He's not
I missed
the only
the poll.
one.
Have I missed the poll?
No, you haven't missed. I have not
goodness.
ended it yet.
Thank you.
Have
Thank you.
a minute.
I got to go vote. It's an obvious answer for me. So there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't vote. But let's take a look at the people who have voted. Here's our chat. Oh, it's too tiny. There, that's better. Okay, so which episode do you enjoy more? The Grave and It's a Good Life. And so we've got, actually, it's pretty close. So a lot of people are on Scotty's side.
Over. I didn't even look at it before I voted. I just jumped in.
Yeah. But a lot of people are actually on Scotty's side here with choosing The Grave over It's a Good Life. 46% is quite a bit.
They're both excellent episodes, and the cast are great in both of them.
And yeah, It's a Good Life wins with 54%, and so I had a feeling it would win, but I didn't realize The Grave would.
I wonder if Scotty got to vote.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I feel like he was the first vote.
Ah,
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I saw it. I was like,
If he didn't get his vote in, he's going to be PO'd. We can watch him sputter some more.
Well, he stepped away for a second, so we'll see if he's voted back, and then I will close it as soon as Scotty returns.
All right.
Meantime, let's see what I missed in the chat here. If there's anything I've missed. So yes, this was a story about a very, very spoiled brat that nobody could stop. Apparently, a whole group of people could come and try to take him out and be sent to the cornfield. So, an outsider tells Scotty, "You hate peach brandy? Honey, Anthony decided to give you a bottle for your birthday. Anthony, are you going to have some?" Oh, that would be interesting. You can't kill Anthony directly. Could you poison his food?
That's a good question.
Pretend it's good. I hear you can't flirt in some countries and it's becoming illegal. Weird.
Yeah, it depends on how one defines flirting.
That's true. Sometimes flirting is just talking.
That's all flirting should ever really be.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't get that one earlier. Think about a brick wall like the Village of the Damned.
That's how you block your mind from the telepathy of the children in the Village of the Damned.
Oh,
You
okay.
think about a brick wall.
Interesting. It's a holiday in Canada. Yeah, that's what I hear.
Oh,
It's a truth and something. Sorry, I don't know what it's called. Maybe he can't fully understand emotions. He's only 6. Yes.
Again, in the story, he's sort of born just cognizant of who intends him evil, who intends him hurt. So, we see him and he's a little boy, but he's more than that, obviously.
He can tell the collie doesn't like him.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about dogs. They're so transparent. They know who they like and they know who they don't like.
So what holiday is it today, Scotty? I forgot.
Well, it's not really a holiday. It's an instance of recognition. It's called Truth and Reconciliation in terms of the treatment of the Indigenous peoples of Canada. It was an observance, really. It's not a holiday. It sounds kind of weird. But it is Truth and Reconciliation Day, or Orange Shirt Day, if you wish to be less than inflammatory to people who have differing opinions.
But everybody gets the day off?
No, I think...
Just the government?
Yeah, government and maybe banks, but I'm not sure about the banks.
Okay. Have you voted yet?
For what? The vote?
The poll.
Yes, twice.
I
created twice.
That's
No,
so wrong.
He said he's kidding. I don't think.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm going to end the poll.
No, I am joking. I only voted once, and democracy has viewed my opinion as moot.
Well, no, actually, more people were on your side than I expected. So that's pretty good. You got a lot of support there, actually. Almost.
Well, it's not me.
It's almost a tie.
Oh yeah, it's so you. Come on, own it. You hate this show.
Well, I hate this episode. I love this show.
That's true.
So,
but this particular show.
But even the ambiguity of the end of the grave, and other episodes where it is ambiguous. This one,
it's not ambiguous. The grave is not ambiguous.
What? It was a ghost?
No, it was a ghost.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
I think it is. I don't know either. I think it's ambiguous. Gavin says, "Wow, the Twilight Zone had their own dinosaur guy on tap." Yeah, second dinosaur clip from the same guy.
I expect it was leftover footage. Somebody in the chat mentioned that too.
Yeah.
And I get it. When you've got dinosaurs and you've got an opportunity to kind of stick them in somewhere, I do find them a bit of a distraction from the story. That would be the only moment that I think I would change.
Yeah, that's a real good idea. They should be making some moonshine. Phantom Outsider.
Yeah, but if you think about doing something, then you're gonna get fuglied.
All they have to do is convince Anthony it's a good thing.
How do you explain to a 6-year-old that firewater is good?
I don't know. Rick 130 says whiskey bottles and brand new cars. Oak Tree, you are in my way. You know what? He hates machines too. So
yeah,
he might not like this still. Watch Your X says, reminds me of young Ron Howard, which lends him some disarming quality at first.
Yeah, they're both a couple of gingers with the freckles.
Looks like Alfred E. Newman with a murderous streak.
Not a lot of people.
That's not true. He does not look like Alfred E. Newman.
Bring up the Moomy. I'm joking.
Oh,
no.
Right. We forgot to mention Moomy's Star Trek appearance because we mentioned it before last time. He was on Deep Space Nine. Oh yeah, we did mention it. I forgot. The Siege of AR 558.
Something like that.
Yeah, some number. Not a lot of people are still comfortable with the word swell. Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Lois.
Thank you, Lois. Yeah. He's still human, so at the base level, he knows he needs companionship.
No,
Yeah,
he's not. He's not human at all.
I
I don't know why he was born to this couple of people, but he ain't human.
Mammalian, possibly.
I would even argue that.
Scotty is Scotty. Scotty certainly
Boy,
Scotty
that's
today.
true.
Yeah, and I appreciate that I am a verb, but I don't know. I just buck up against this episode incredibly, and I've been in many a conversation about works of art that I enjoy,
And so you will be in the near future.
and so I will be in the near future. And
Oh no,
but
that's
when
a promise. That's not
I
just a
know
statement.
it's not a prophecy; it's just a statement of fact. But the thing is this has happened in a bunch of conversations. I enjoy engaging in the intellectual play of the storytelling and how it was conveyed to me emotionally, how I responded to it. And I am told no. And then I go, okay, well, let's work around it and try and figure out. I know I can get repetitive. The thing is that when interacting with people who are very passionate about stories and I do the reverse, it becomes a personal affront. And I don't think that is a fair balance of the conversation. And so Scott is not Scottying. Scott is just doing what everyone does if they happen to find something differing from the rest of the crew. And so I don't feel badly about this. I think that I often raise my hackles, and if you raise your hackles, I hope that eventually those hackles simmer down. As Tiger, you were trying to do. Why don't we just turn down the temperature on this conversation about a demonic baby?
Oh, I just literally wanted the volume turned down just a
Oh
jot.
my, because of the headphones, yeah.
Just everybody was shouting or starting. We were starting to boil over there.
So
yeah.
Being told shut up, Wesley, is no way to make a person sort of come around to your perspective on the argument. And
hey, I didn't tell you that.
All I said was to the volume. You're never going to catch me telling somebody to shut up unless I really, I'm in a terrible mood.
So to the
really
point,
egregious. I mean, I would not do that, I hope.
To the point of the intellectual discussion, Phantom Outsider says, and in response to Scotty saying, "What's the point of the episode? The kid's gonna kill everybody eventually, and everything's doom and gloom, and it's just a scary story to make you sad." Well, Phantom Outsider says the point was unlimited power without wisdom or compassion, as he never learned those things. Yes, so the point is, yes, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and that is one of the points you can take away from the episode for sure.
But that's not presented in terms of his parentage being, or his if it takes a village to raise a child. It doesn't have anything to do with him not learning. It's an absolute roadblock that he will never learn. He's decided from the beginning, before we even start the story.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no, oh, look at all these scared people who are afraid of their imminent doom. Anyway, roll credits next week.
You're saying there's no possibility for absolution, and yet there are sequels that do just that, don't they? Didn't you tell me there was a sequel where he grows up and he's not such a bad guy anymore?
Oh no, he's still really terrible.
Or he's still bad? Oh, okay. But he grows up and he has a daughter, so he has to have loved somebody. No?
Who he also put in the cornfield.
Oh.
Oh my.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But see, this little universe, this little pocket universe is interesting to me. This is how I know it's a great episode, because I'm very invested in it. And any sequels they may make it of it.
Well, that's arguable. It could be a pocket universe, or he could have completely destroyed the rest of the world, but in the context of the story, you go to the edge of it and there's just gray nothingness. It never really says what happens to you if you try to enter the gray nothingness, but there's gray nothingness all around the edges of this town.
The closing narration does say if you end up finding a troll doll with a haircut, you are in the Twilight Zone.
Are you talking about Billy Moomy's physicality?
No, I'm talking about Anthony, the character. I'm not trying to besmirch the actor because
I think he's physically adorable, personally.
Well,
he's an adorable little boy.
Well, with a
that's the whole point, is how creepy it is that somebody so cute is
if they had and it was an interesting choice of Serling, but I can see how, because he's not really defined. He is defined, but he's not defined in the story. There's some hints that he does not look like a human being. And if you made the character look that way, I think it would be much less terrifying.
And that's just why I thought, because
you would expect
in The Omen,
you would expect
is referred to as being cherubic kind of thing, and so I can see how terror in an adorable little boy's body or child's body, and it's like, oh, it looks like a normal kid, but it'll also pop your head off if you want to listen to some Perry.
If you want to sing a song,
yes. Oh, and Greek Letter says, always amazed me that Americans rely on corn plants, but then they have linked those plants with horror and scares. Yeah, we do. We also, during this season, we'll put up cornfield mazes and get lost in them. So it's fun.
I don't think I've ever, I think I might have done it once. It's hard to remember.
Yeah, they give you clues, so you have to figure out the clues to figure out how to get out of the cornfield. Or you give up and just follow somebody out.
That would have been awesome if Amy looked over, or sorry, if Cloris Leachman looked over at Amy while sort of like, don't forget, Amy, he is Cornholio. Cornholio was a character created by either Beavis or Butthead during the late 1990s television show, and Cornholio was a bad guy. So
I am aware of who Cornholio
I was making a laughter break, but apparently it wasn't necessary.
Nope. That sounds good, Phantom Outsider. Jill, did you ever see Star Trek fan film with Trek actors called Gods and Monsters, and featured the return of Charlie X, the Guardian of Forever, and Gary Mitchell? That's something I think I have to see.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Which one is that?
I know that there's a series of Trek fan films that are really professionally made, and they brought in several of the original actors for the episodes. People participated in it.
It becomes horrifying when you're constantly surrounded by it.
It's amazing. Okay, there's my bad joke. You can laugh at, Scotty.
See, there you go. There's a shut up, Wesley.
Yeah.
What?
There was a shut up, Wesley.
That was.
That
was
a shut up, Wesley.
Right
here.
Yeah, totes. Right here. Right here. It's a good life in the grave.
It is. And I'll reach up and grab you.
Letters Larson. Okay. Wow. You combined both the episodes into a sentence. Watcher X says, I lurk in the Lurkum at the top of the store. The Lorax. Oh, nice. I love the Lorax.
That was Susian.
It is. It's an actual book. And you got to pay him to tell you the story. Very specific kind of money.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then
I've never read the Lorax.
Well, he's a capitalist. Yep.
He's an environmentalist capitalist?
Yeah. Well, now he's an environmentalist. Before he was like, chop down them trees. But he learns his lesson at the end. Kind of late.
Okay. I've never
Watcher X. Well, I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I'm pleading with you at the top of my lungs. Those trees. Those trupula trees. Okay, Watcher X says, does he have to consciously make a choice? I'm left with more questions. Provoking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
show's
it's
over,
horrifying.
folks. Tune in next week for some more spoiled brats that are here in the panel and not in the Twilight Zone. Well, I am spoiled. I get all these Twilight Zone episodes. People complain about TV today, and we've got so much good to look at from the past, and that's what we're doing here. I very much enjoy it.
Yes, I appreciate y'all's company. It's great to talk about these great old episodes of Twilight Zone.
Oh, and speaking of more episodes of the Twilight Zone, here are the previews for next week, where Rod tells us what's happening soon. So we'll talk about these episodes next time. This is the lobby of an inn in a small Bavarian town, and next week we'll enter it with a former SS officer. It's the first stop on his road back to relive a horror that was Nazi Germany. Mr. Joseph Gildcrouch and Mr. Oscar Berge demonstrate what happens to the monster when it is judged by the victim. Our feeling here is that this is as stark and moving a piece of drama as we've ever presented. I very much hope that you're around to make your own judgment. Also next week, we will see what will happen to a world that, with each passing hour, draws closer and closer to the sun. This is a nightmare in depth, in which we watch two doomed women spend their last hours struggling for survival against a fiery orb that moves over the top of a hot, still, deserted city. We call it the Midnight Sun, and we recommend it most heartily. And okay, so that's amazing.
Sounds
So
interesting.
that sounds like a good one. And
that is an amazing episode.
That is very special because this is my first Twilight Zone that I ever saw when I was 6 years old. So this is my first Twilight Zone. Two women. That's woke. Gavin, that's so silly. It is not woke to have two women. But that's cute. So it's such an absurd joke. And Kimberly's got some cookies, which is great. What was I going to say? Oh, that's right. Okay, tomorrow is supposed to be a membership stream. I just remembered. And I've been meaning to do this, so I'm going to do it now before I forget once again. Before we head out, I have to do one thing here in the regular chat. What's this? Members only live stream. But I do that already. What is that? Okay, I don't know. YouTube's doing some weird stuff, so let's ignore YouTube.
Great.
Wait, I can't. Okay, I know I gotta close this, I guess. I'm trying to do something technical here. I was trying to buy some memberships, but here it is. Membership gifting. Gonna give away 5 every month. I give away 5 memberships. And I'm gonna do that right now. So let's see who gets them.
Is there going to be a membership stream tomorrow?
Yes. Yes, there will be a membership tomorrow. I just remembered that I needed to have one today.
Oh, by the way, everyone.
By the way, join me tomorrow for a membership stream. Small Time Republic just got a free membership. They're on Kill. Phantom Outsider. Hey, if you have some time tomorrow, you got a free ticket that I bought. Words and Pictures. Oh, that would be crazy cool if Words and Pictures showed up in the chat. And Zell and UK Danger Man. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And Zell, I'm okay if you share the video with me. Okay. Because y'all are cool. And I don't know if you'll actually listen to this, but yeah, congratulations to whoever won the free membership.
He'll get an email, I think.
Yes, Zell will get the email. So So, okay, so we're all tiny up here. Let's bring this up, and we're going to make Scotty big, and he can tell us if there's anything that he wants to share with the people before we go.
I would like to share the cornfield. That's it.
That's it? Okay.
I don't think there's anything the Phantasmagorium is doing their full roundup of Alien Earth. And as always, please subscribe to Cinema Gulp.
Yeah, Cinema Gulp is approaching 1,000 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed yet, you could have a chance to be that 1,000th subscriber and help them out. Tiger Stripes, what's going on with you?
You mostly working with you, Jill. Waiting for
That's
the next
right.
shore leave so I can tear Scotty a new one on that movie that he recommended to me that I could not abide.
Great.
Yeah,
We're
it's going to
gonna
be so
have
much fun. I'm looking forward to that very much.
Was it Weekend at Bernie's too?
I will not say now.
All right.
You'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, you have to wait. You'll have to wait for Friday. I think Friday is going to be the shore leave. And so we'll have a shore leave during the day on Friday, if that's good for you guys.
During the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that good for you, or should we make it Saturday? Because now I thought I was going to be busy Saturday, but I might have a Saturday now.
Oh, it's your shore leave, Jill. You're the captain.
Yeah, I wanted to be on Friday. Let's make it Friday, because there's a reason, but I forget what the reason is.
Scotty's sobriety?
No, it was because I was gonna go on a mission, but that's always a good reason to have a daytime stream. Just like Lee Marvin.
Oh, my star.
And well, speaking to that, yes, there will be a shore leave on Friday, but also tonight, close to midnight, my time, Central, Canadian Spider-Man is having a bonfire party.
Oh,
so if anybody wants to hang out,
and this Thursday we're going to join him on his Alamo reprise.
Yes. So we get to think about the Texas Revolution this Thursday and look at some fun pictures that he took on his journey here to Texas. And I can't wait. That's going to be real fun.
And I don't know when he starts. God, I hope he's not starting at midnight, but he often starts at midnight.
Yeah, he's starting close to midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be rather
after midnight,
late.
he's going to let it all hang out.
Mm-hmm.
True
and
dat.
I don't know what I'm doing Saturday. I'm all. I'll have to. We'll need a staff meeting for that one. But for now, thanks again to everyone who joined us for the Twilight Zone. Thank you to let's do a little bit of a scroll. I'll scroll up to here. So everybody here and below, I'll say goodbye to. Thank you so much, Phantom Outsider, and all of the amazing chats and
great observations,
great knowledge. You share the wealth here of your treasure and talent. Thank you. And Rob writes Gen X Pop Culture. Thank you. It aired on his birthday many years before he was born. Wow. Wait, this episode, your birthday is October 27th?
October 27th? Yeah. Interesting.
Or is it November 3rd? Which episode? Oh, I think it's October 27th because he posted at noon. It's one of the two. I guess we'll find out soon because he shows up on the Pop Culture Breakdown, and I'm sure they'll say happy birthday. And so what?
That's interesting.
So Gavin Blackburn, Greek Letters Larson, Lemon Pie. So great to see Lemon.
Lemon Pie.
And everybody loves that Simpsons episode, definitely. I haven't seen it in a while. Let me see it. Yeah. Scotty, your 37 counterpoint. Yeah.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, I need to get better at letting Scotty debate, but also making sure that the other person doesn't feel trampled. Watch
There's
your
a little
X.
bit of a Hulk smash going on today, Scotty.
Yeah.
You did warn
Thank
us.
you.
I did.
Yeah.
I absolutely did.
Yeah, thank you to Watch Your X. And Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, always very good to see you also.
Live long and prosper.
PvP.
Yes.
Hope you have a good truth day, truth and reconciliation. Hopefully you can reconcile.
I don't think, again, I don't think there's enough information to really say what that,
Or at least be honest about it.
Yeah. Like,
I
I
just
can
think it's
read
funny.
the
I have
Wikipedia
no
if you
idea
want.
about this
Yeah, no.
holiday.
All right. Oh my
It's okay. It's okay.
God.
I'd rather remain ignorant.
Did it used to be Columbus Day or some darn thing like that?
All right, let's see. The National Day for Truth and Reconciliation is a Canadian Day of memorial to recognize the atrocities and multi-generational effects of the Canadian Indian residential school system. It occurs every year on September 30th. So that's our holiday, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to go get some.
Oh no.
Yeah, go get some chocolate eggs or something. I don't know why you would call
Oh
it
no,
a holiday.
that's true. That's not a holiday. That's a remembrance of bad things that happened.
Yeah. So.
But it's important sometimes to remember the bad things that happened so that you do not do them again.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel's Hot Topics, they made. Oh yeah, everybody loves that episode. Yeah, Daniel, thank you for hanging out, Daniel. Yeah, let's see. Well, one day
Daniel,
I might
you're a
want to
good
talk
man.
about. If I ever did talk about The Simpsons, it would definitely be a Treehouse of Horror compilation.
Yes, and we are coming up on October.
Count me in.
Oh,
It's Halloween month.
Wow, what if should I do that for actual Halloween? Because Halloween's on a Friday.
Oh, it would be a free-for-all.
Yeah, and that's what I want it to be, a party.
There are like 37 years.
Well, we'll keep it to the 11. We'll keep it to 11.
Classic only.
Yeah, classic only. 11. I think I check out at Simpsons around season 13. So
I'm afraid to say I have not watched. We don't watch The Simpsons in the house anymore ever since they went off the rails. However, in the past, the Treehouse of Horror episodes are all classic. Every one of them's a banger. They were so good, so much fun,
innovative even. But yeah, that's something I'd be.
Well, they're also they're a basic school in tropes and memes of classics. Mm-hmm. If you didn't know about them before, their references before, after you see a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, then you'll kind of know about them.
Yeah, so if we do 11 seasons, it's going to capture my favorite one, which is season 7, the one with Homer in 3 dimensions. And so, yes, I'd be happy with that. Yeah, definitely not 37. Nevermore. Well, and thank you, Gavin, once again. Thank you, everybody. And so, thanks again for being here, and I hope to see you next Tuesday. This Friday, maybe this Tuesday, maybe tonight, Tuesday on Spidey's channel. Who knows? I'll see you around.
Yeah.
In the Twilight
when people say see you next Tuesday.
is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
I don't like him. They didn't like me. I hate anybody like that. I hate anybody that doesn't like me.